football as this afternoon, or evening if you will, the Blue Jays play host to the HL Bourgeois Braves. And a pleasant good afternoon on a very pleasant afternoon in Metairie. Ken Trahan along with Coach Terry Erson and Jude Young. Rudy Dixon, our producer. Great that you've joined us for this simulcast through 106.1 FM, Nash Icon, and CrescentCitySports.com. A battle of the blue today, if you will. Jesuit ventures out of district play to take on HL Bourgeois this afternoon. Things have taken a turn where Jesuit's fortunes are concerned. It's been a very good season to date, which suddenly became even better as a result of the misfortune of Brother Martin, which was forced to forfeit 5 games, including a victory over Jesuit. So as a result, the Blue Jay official record is now 6-0, including 5-0 in District 9-5A, with one district game remaining against Archbishop Rummel next week. Jesuit is poised to win an outright district championship, and it's been a long time. With that, we welcome Jude Young to the broadcast, Jesuit class of 1995. Jude, glad to have you with us. And obviously, you were part of Jesuit broadcast for many years on radio. I know you're happy to be part of this, and to see the program where it's at right now has to be very heartwarming for you.
And it's always a thrill to be a part of Jesuit broadcast, going back to those days and the formative part of my career working with our good friend Danny Ream, who's been able to call some classic games over the years. And yes, obviously watching this Blue Jay season is really exciting, considering it's just the first year under head coach Ryan Manali, and what this program was able to do back in 2014, winning that first state championship since 1960. And sort of maybe some symmetry here, because Mark Sonji took over his first year in his second stint with the program, and the Jays go all the way. Perhaps lightning can strike twice when it comes to what Ryan Manali has done with this team, a team that's been competitive in the Catholic League the last few years, but this team feels different. They've got some balance, and they win the way Manali won for 9 years at De La Salle, with defense and the running game, and they can come up with the big play in the passing game too. So it's really fun to watch how this Blue Jay team has evolved after Hurricane Ida wreaked havoc locally and delayed the start of the season. Since that classic overtime thriller against Brother Martin, the Jays have gotten better and better, and with just 2 games left in the regular season, Ken, obviously a lot to play for when it comes to power points, the district title, and the bye, which would be really important, considering, as we'll talk about today, the Jays a little banged up coming into this one.
Also joining us today, gentleman that's accustomed to being on the sideline, but we've summoned him to join us upstairs and teach us about football here today, Coach, for many years, not just at Jesuit but otherwise, and now admissions at Jesuit, and doing a great job in that capacity. It's great to have Blue Jay graduate Terry Erson with us. Terry, listen, great to have you here as mentioned, and this has been quite a season thus far for the Blue Jays under first-year head coach Ryan Manali.
Absolutely unbelievable, and thank you for having me today, Kenny. Guys, yeah, we're really excited. You know, we're ecstatic at Jesuit about the job that Coach Manali has done. I mean, it far exceeded any expectation that we had, but we knew when he came here, and I knew when I first met him in the spring, that he was ready to come, change the culture immediately, and in terms of just give the guys a different thing to hold on to, right? Something, you know, just the culture that he brings, that winning, that style. He's very passionate. He's very passionate about the guys. It shows, and the guys bought in very quickly. I had the opportunity when I pivoted into admissions after coaching football around the same time that they brought in Coach Manali, to work closely this summer with Coach Manali and to establish a strategy to make sure that we work in tandem to get, you know, the best players and the best, you know, student athletes, the best academic kids in the New Orleans Metro, in the Jesuit. So there's a Jesuit. It's a very exciting time to be a Blue Jay. It's a very exciting time for Blue Jay football, and we're looking forward to tonight's game and the future.
Well, Jude, when you talk about Jesuit, it has to start the conversation with Ryan Manali, obviously, but a veteran staff, many of whom remained from the staff previously, and then a few others that he brought with him from De La Salle. And then on the field, it has to start with senior quarterback Jack LaRiviere.
Yeah, when you talk about the staff, you've got a group, including Scott Bainsfather, who served as the interim coach last season, who've been around the Catholic League wars and understand the personnel. There's several others, and I'm sure Terry will talk about them and their roles as we move forward through the broadcast today. But no doubt Manali's been able to mesh with this staff and be able to get the most out of this team, incorporating some of his principles with what already worked here for the Blue Jay program. And Jack Lariviere, look, when you have a quarterback who can do a little bit of everything, that allows your offense to be multiple. It allows you to come up with big plays. And for a Manali coach team to be able to run the football because he's mobile. We were able to spend a lot of time with Ryan last night during the countdown to the original and Ken Trahan's original prep football report to basically take a deeper look into the Blue Jay program. For folks who want to hear that interview, check out the podcast to the original on CrescentCitySports.com. And what Ryan talked about with Lariviere in particular is that he's a Taysom Hill type of runner. So he's a big, strong athlete with a big, strong arm, but he can lower his shoulder and come up with tough yards too. But not only that, he's comfortable and mobile, and he's been able to hit the big play to complement the running game. So when you have that and you can lean on a defense that's been as good as this one has been and improving throughout the year, that's a pretty good formula that you're either going to be in the game at the end or in control of the game at the end.
Jerry, talk about the Jesuit defense, because as good as Lariviere's been in the offense, has been efficient, the defense has been exceptional for Darryl Rule and Troy Baglio. 38 points allowed all season long at this point. That is amazing. This defense, it's been the consummate team defensive concept because they don't have great individual players or stars. They just have a collective unit that plays great together.
That's right. I mean, it's classic Jesuit football, right? You're not going to always have the biggest, fastest, strongest, and the most talented out there, but they're always going to fly to the football. You know, I mean, it's always a party around the football. They're going to make things happen. Everybody understands their role in the defense. We're very fortunate at Jesuit to play with a lot of really smart kids and have a lot of smart coaches to put them in the right spots so that they can execute and be effective. And they've been able to do that. Been able to do that all season. I got to be honest, I'm really not surprised at all. That front seven is phenomenal. With the four hands down, the three linebackers behind them, they are, you know, and we'll talk more about that tonight. With those guys, how invaluable the secondary, four guys back there, they're battle hardened as well. This is I got to be honest with you, this is kind of exactly what I expected for this defense, and obviously I think it exceeded expectations on several levels. Last week against Shaw, phenomenal. I think they gave up only 108 yards of total offense. I mean, phenomenal. They're doing an incredible job.
It's senior night for the Blue Jays. Seniors being honored on the field with their parents as we speak. Thus, the applause you're hearing in the background on a gorgeous night and evening in Metairie. It's Jesuit and HL Bourgeois. We'll take a time out here. When we return in just a moment, we'll tell you all about the Braves of HL Bourgeois. You are listening to and watching Jesuit football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com.
106.1 FM. Since 1935, the Allstate Sugar Bowl has been a proud New Orleans New Year's Day tradition. Through its annual support of college football and amateur sports, the Sugar Bowl attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors to the state, providing countless opportunities for young people. Resources from these events enable the Sugar Bowl to support education and community programs impacting thousands of New Orleans area teachers and citizens. The Allstate Sugar Bowl, proud to host the best of the Big 12 and the SEC in the Superdome on New Year's Day 2022.
Established in 1847 on the corner of Carrollton Avenue between Palmyra and Bank Streets, Jesuit's curriculum develops disciplined habits, stimulating critical thinking, and develops the skills necessary for expression of that thinking. Jesuit strives to instill 5 characteristics in its students, educating young men to be open to growth, intellectually competent, religious, loving, and committed to doing justice with a deep respect for students and their potential. Jesuit challenges students to strive for intellectual, emotional, moral, and physical excellence. Visit JesuitNola.org to discover more on the school that will change your life. Attention all parents and grammar school students. Make plans now to attend Jesuit Open House next Wednesday, November 3rd, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Experience a tour of the entire campus at 4133 Bank Street with a guided tour of the facility and to learn more about the admissions process to gain a full understanding of the great history and great future of being part of the Blue Jay tradition. Jesuit Open House, Wednesday, November 3rd, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Visit JesuitNola.org or call 504-486-6631 for more information.
Anytime, anywhere. Smartphone, tune-in radio app. We are 106.1 Nash Icon, WRKN, Picayune, New Orleans.
Ken Trahan along with Terry Erson, Jude Young from Joe Yenny Stadium. Team's getting ready to take the field. They get set for this evening's contest between the Blue Jays and Braves. The HL Bourgeois Braves, interesting story. They're 3-2 on the year, much improved. It's not a football program that's been distinguished by any stretch in recent years, but you have to admire what they've been through this year. Hurricane Ida struck the gray area where they're at in just terrible fashion. Some of the kids of this particular program are not home yet. That's also true of a couple of their coaches. Speaking of coaches, after Hurricane Ida, their coach, Tawaski Anderson, left and moved to Texas in the middle of the season. As a result, Sterling Washington, veteran coach, took over the program and didn't miss a beat. He's done an outstanding job. He's an absolute gentleman. I spent a lot of time talking to him this week. And they're 3-2. A much improved football team, Jude, because as you look at what they've done over the period of time that we've watched football here in the area, they haven't won 4 games since 2016. They haven't made a playoff appearance since 2007, and here they are 3-2.
Right, sitting with that record in just 5 games and going through the turmoil that everybody experienced down, and more so in the River Parishes than anybody else since the hurricane. Look, really impressive what Washington's been able to do to take over the program, and they seem to be playing with a lot of confidence, and being able to beat their local rivals like they have is a big confidence builder for the future of the program. Wins over East St. John in particular, that's awfully impressive when they can match up and beat them, along with a shutout of Terrebonne and Thibodaux. So very curious to see how they play today in this matchup, because for both teams, a late season non-district matchup can be tricky, but I'm sure HL Bourgeois is looking at it as another opportunity as they try to grow their program.
Lost to the 2 powers in District 7 5A traditionally, Destrehan and Hahnville. When you look at the offense, we're going to see 2 quarterbacks in this game for HL Bourgeois. Noah Prosperi, the senior, is a leader. He'll get the start, but Gavin Vornick has played quite a bit, and he's big and he's talented as well. The starting running back, Javon Farragut, is out injured with an ankle injury. DeJuan Diggs, a good athlete, will move to the running back position on offense. And then on defense, Diggs, a good player, but also Colby Harris, Jordan Adams, and DJ Curry are good players. And I know you did some study this week preparing for this, Jerry. What did you see with HL Bourgeois?
Yeah, watching them on film. I mean, this team plays hard. They can run. Even against Hahnville, Hahnville scores on the first play, and then it was tough after that. I mean, they play really hard on defense. They play really well. I mean, let's face it, this team comes in with skins on the wall. That East St. John's team is no team to laugh at, and just coming off that loss to Hahnville, we'll see how they respond to come and attack the Jays. They got some guys who unfortunately are out, but you know how that goes. The Jays prepared for one group of guys, or they prepare for number 7 to be a running back, and we'll see what number 2 can do.
We'll get into the injury situation, which you're intimately familiar with. Talking to Ryan Manali earlier, so it's kind of like a mass unit. Guys are dressed out tonight because it's senior night, but are not going to play. And, of course, with 1 district game left, the goal for Jesuit is clear, Jude, and that's to get a bye. So they just need to win here tonight and win next week against Rummel, and they'll be assured of that.
Right, and having their destiny in their hands awfully important at this point. And with the loss by Catholic High last night that was sitting undefeated in the number 1 seed, that shakes up things a little bit further. Don't know how high Jesuit can go, but they know that the state title game this year is planned to be held at Yeoman Stadium in New Orleans. So if they can avoid going on the road throughout the bracket, you can stay close to home, and that makes things a lot easier, not having to worry about travel and some tough environments. It may still work out that way, but the best thing the Blue Jays can do here, win a couple games and see how it goes and see how the bracket plays out. All you can do is control your own destiny on the field.
Keith Bittman, Chance Winfield are Jesuit captains. Blue Jays adorned in their royal blue tops, white numerals, white pants, white headgear with the J on it. HL Bourgeois on their road whites with blue stripes on both the jerseys and the helmet. Colors are similar, and the coin toss is taking place as we speak. And Jesuit has won the toss, and they've elected to receive. So Jesuit will get the ball first. HL Bourgeois will kick off and defend the south goal here at Joe Yenny Stadium. The lights are on to get things started on a perfectly clear, gorgeous evening. Makes you want to play again, Terry, right? With this
Absolutely.
weather, right? You ready to go, man?
This is football weather here in New Orleans, baby. Let's roll.
I mean, it's really good. So, again, we're just about set, and Jesuit will get the football first here, and obviously they'll try to make hay. A lot of people, Jude, love to defer. That's been the coup de grace for football recently, but Jesuit didn't do that. Right now we'll pause for our prayer, followed by the national anthem.
God our Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth finds a name, send your Holy Spirit into our midst to strengthen us in the inner man. May Christ dwell in our hearts as we offer you this evening, that every thought, word, and action of ours may be to your greater honor and glory. Bless in a special way our seniors and their parents, that they might continue to grow into holy families. We make this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. Ignatius of Loyola, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem by the Jesuit Blue Jay Marching Band on the direction of Mr. Joe Kaluta and Jason Giacomo.
Jesuit Blue Jay Marching Band, Ken Trahan with Jerry Harrison, Jude Young with you from Joe Yenny Stadium as we get set for football here this evening. Weather conditions, well, you couldn't have a more ideal scenario. Perfectly clear, sunny skies. The temperature is 64 degrees. The relative humidity is only 58%. And the wind is negligible, which is a lot different than last night in high school football. It's only 6 miles an hour, and it's out of the east, so really not a factor. It was a bit of a factor in a game played here earlier today, but the wind kind of went away, which is unusual because we, of course, had really gusty winds over the last couple of days. But not a factor here as we're just about set to go, and the Blue Jays will get the ball first, and they'll drop twin receivers back to receive the opening kickoff, which should be Caleb Tolbert as one, and the other will be Jerron Duplessis for the Blue Jays, and H.L. Bourgeois will prepare to kick things off here. The kicker is Austin Leday, who will tee it up, center of the field. Again, H.L. Bourgeois defending the south goal line. It's Jesuit and H.L. Bourgeois set to get rolling here. Glad you're with us at CrescentCitySports.com and Nash Icon 106.1 FM for this simulcast here today. Chip and Matt Merritt taking care of business on the Crescent City Sports side. Rudy Dixon for Nash Icon 106.1 FM. Leday approaches the football, puts his right foot into it. We're underway. It's high, not very deep. It's going to be fielded by Tolbert at the 12, upfield 15, 20. Cuts right, gets to the 25. He's met and dropped right there, and that's where the Blue Jays will start their first possession of the ball game, with the offense taking to the field under the direction of Jack LaRiviere, the outstanding senior quarterback. Duplessis, of course, will be featured at running back, but they'll see a few guys back there. The wide receivers, Matthew Reeder, Jack Lowe, Jace Larson, Jason Thompson up front, Garrett Kelly, Jack Gasquet, David Mejia, Hollis McDaniel, Chance Whitfield will be blockers for sure. And we'll see Josh Baralt and Roland Wagas back as well. Blue Jays line up, left hash mark, trip set right, and twins to the left with an open backfield empty, with LaRiviere putting a man in motion across the formation left on 1st and 10 the snap. Looks to throw it outside. It's intercepted. Pick six. Touchdown. 22 yards. H.L. Bourgeois jumps on top on the first play of the game. That's Jacoby Harris, their standout defensive back and sophomore, who read it all the way. Picks it off. What a start for the Braves. Touchdown, H.L. Bourgeois. They lead it 6-0, Jerry.
Yeah, that's not a good start for us. I can see what Coach Manali was trying to do to see, typically they'd line up with 5 hands down or, in some type of bear front. They were playing man. They look a little bit confused, but the end of that play didn't show any confusion at all. So the Jays are going to have to go back and figure out what they're going to do there.
Making that throw to the wide side of the field, you have to be sure where the DB is.
Today's extra point is blocked.
All right, good.
So that'll keep it at 6-0 with 11:44 to play in the first quarter. Jude?
Well, best laid plans, right? We were talking before the national anthem. We're about to get into the fact that Jesuit not deferring, a team that really likes to rely on its defense, thinking maybe they can get an early lead in this game and play from out in front. Instead, first play from scrimmage, H.L. Bourgeois with the great play by Harris jumping the route, taking the early 6-0 lead. So Jesuit facing a little adversity here early, Terry.
Yeah, you're facing some adversity, but you gotta punch back, right? So I know right there they're gonna come to the bench. They're gonna come to the sideline. They're gonna see ultimately what happened. They're gonna try to figure out, what coverage that they were in. The motion, typically they were in man. I don't know if that was some type of man concept for them. We put formation in the boundary, motion into the field, and then threw short to the field. So, the young man made a great break on the route, and we're gonna have to adjust. Okay, not the Jays will. Just
Larivier's second interception of the year, so it doesn't happen very often.
No.
And again, early in games, sometimes when you're trying to get your footing, things like this can happen. So I'm sure Jesuit more than able to respond. But for H.L. Bourgeois, a team that we talked about this season, 3 wins already. This is a non-district game for them too, and an opportunity to go on the road away from home against a good opponent and try to lay down their marker with a big win against a program like Jesuit. So they didn't come in afraid, and now they're playing with confidence early with a lead.
Yeah, you don't want to let a team like this get confident too early.
Here's the kickoff. It's going to be fielded at the 3 upfield. Over to the 10, 15, 20, 25, and this time out to about the 30-yard line. And a flag comes down late, which is not going to be good for Jesuit, it would appear. Right now, the line of scrimmage will be the 30, but in all likelihood, going backwards when you see a flag on the kick, and a receiving team nearly always is penalized in this particular situation. So we wait for the official signal, but it's already looking like they're going to march back. It's going to be a holding call against Jesuit on the kick return, so they'll mark it off from the spot of the return, which was about the 30-yard line. Should be the 20 or 21 where Jesuit will start this possession. By the time they put the football down, it's going to be at the 21. So Blue Jay ball second time with 11:38 to play in the first quarter. Already 6-0 Braves on top. Safe to say we might see a running play here, Jerry?
Yeah, I would say so. I'll say to go back to basics. I think they were just, again, trying to see how they were going to adjust. Here they come out, and you see they want to be in that bear front there. So now they make the adjustment. So this is what we expected. The 5 hands down to showing basically looking like a man coverage here or some type of quarters.
Here's a handoff right.
Handoff, now he's got to turn.
Shaking one tackle, 20, and then knocked out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. On the carry for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, so that's Jasper Parker.
Yeah, that's Parker, the youngster. Jasper, the freshman, 6 foot, 170 pounds, came in.
Yeah.
30 carries, 253 yards.
Yeah, and we feel really good about Jasper. He's a young player. He's explosive. He's got that capability. We just got to get those blocks on the perimeter. All right, so now.
2nd and 8 on the gain of 2 to the 23-yard line. Trip set right. Twin receivers left. Man in motion across the formation left. Lariviere takes the snap. Looking left, now he's going to run right. He's got room. 20, 25, 30. First down, 35. He's knifed down at about the 38-yard line with a first down for the Blue Jays. What Lariviere does well. They're going to mark him at the 36. So that's going to be a gain of 13. Move the chains. First down, Jesuit, Jude.
Dewan Diggs crashing in there trying to capture Lariviere in the backfield, but didn't keep containment on the outside when he did. And Lariviere is such a good mobile quarterback. He was able to take advantage with a lot of free space to the right-hand side of the field.
Remarkable how much better of a runner he is this year than he was last year when he split time. Everybody jumps on the hard count. 4 white shirts coming across, and that's going to cost H.L. Bourgeois 5 yards for encroachment. She'll make it 1st and 5. That's not a lost start. In fact, that's an art that's practiced frequently at every level, the hard count, right?
Absolutely. You go with a hard count. You come fast to the line. We've been motioning, putting the formation of the boundary, motioning. They kind of getting them out of some of the things I think that they wanted to do. So now we're exchanging personnel, and we'll see how the Braves respond.
First and 5, favorable down here.
Defense is undersized but fast. It looks like they want to play downhill, so the hard count maybe to slow them down a little bit and cause a few more of those offside situations.
1st and 5 from the 41. A Jesuit player is sent off equipment, I think, Chance Whitfield, and he has to address a little bit of an equipment issue. Now they're running a couple of more players on. Defense has the ability to match up before they blow the whistle, and there you go.
There we go.
So twin receivers to either side of the field. Single set back in the backfield is Parker with Lariviere. In shotgun, takes the snap, Going to fake it, throw the little quick pass, caught at the 35, upfield to the 40, shook a tackle, 45, 50, first down, out of bounds. Nice move to make a lot out of a little. That's Jace Larson with his 19th catch of the year. First down, Blue Jays to the H.L. Bourgeois 48.
Yeah, and Jace is that's Jack's go-to guy. And so what you saw right there, you saw the 5-man front, and you saw them playing straight man. The man who was on the number 2 stayed high, so it was an easy pitch and catch. Gave Jace the field. You don't want to do that.
Gain of 11 yards for Larson, and a first down Jesuit, second of the drive. Olivier in the backfield by himself in shotgun. Open formation, takes the snap, wants to throw. Heavy rush, steps up, he's going to get sacked, and he fumbles the football, and it's going to be recovered by H.L. Bourgeois. Sack, fumble, and H.L. Bourgeois recovers, and it was the hit made by number 28 for H.L. Bourgeois, Aiden Jackson, and the recovery by Sharon Thompson. Second turnover and as many possessions for Jesuit.
That was a great play by Jackson to come in there and force that fumble. We got to protect the football. Jesuit has to protect the football. Again, you're looking at Jesuit doing some things to try to get their defense to expose them, and in doing so, Jesuits made a couple of costly errors very early.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers. H.L. Bourgeois up by 6 with the ball on the Jesuit side of the field to the 49 with 11:05 to play. This is all in the first minute of the game. First time on offense for H.L. Bourgeois. Snap it, going to run it right, and in the backfield, heavy traffic, shook one tackle, and he's going to get hit for a gigantic loss. That was Dewan Diggs, who just had nowhere to go. Blue shirts everywhere, running to the football. Deck him for a loss of about 7 yards.
Now, that was a great play. That was a great play. We were expecting that. They tried to work the perimeter on the Jays. It's pretty hard to do. You got to make sure that you're blocking those guys, because outside, our linebackers are corners, pretty aggressive. Looks like we're playing in some type of 2-read or some type of quarters coverage there. And the safety just came down with the linebacker. Did a great job.
It's a loss of 8. It's second down at 18. H.L. Bourgeois at its own 43. 4-man front for Jesuit. Motion into the formation. Speed sweep coming. Jesuit's got a defense. He's going nowhere. Tackled immediately was Daquan Diggs on this carry. So the 2 brothers getting the carries on the first 2 plays for H.L. Bourgeois. Another loss of 1, Jude, and it's 3rd and 19.
The winning on the edge on both of these plays. Second stop in the backfield, set up by Braden Helm from his defensive end spot with penetration. 1 against the tackle and forced the Braves runner backwards.
Absolutely, and again, the next man who was there was number 15. Keep an eye on number 15. He's getting his first start tonight at linebacker down here. Wyatt Meir, we think really highly of him.
Shotgun Crosby. Bunch set to the right on 3rd and 19. Back in the pocket, steps up under pressure, running right now, trying to find room. Shook one tackle, but he's not going very far. Crosby to the 45, picks up 4 yards on the play, and the tackle is made by Nick Foley. That's right, Nick Foley. The Foley family continues its incredible legacy here at Jesuit.
That's right, Nick Foley, he's a great player. He played a little bit of safety last year. They moved him to corner. He's doing a great job at corner, using that sideline as an extra defender. Coming up, he's an aggressive kid. He's a really good player.
Prospery with 3 yards to the 45, make it 4 to the 46, and a punting situation. H.L. Bourgeois, Emilio Lara will punt it away. Jesuit with a single receiver deep to receive. H.L. Bourgeois late getting a player on here, and now maybe taking a timeout. They do. So at 9:30 to play in the first quarter. We'll keep it right here. 6-0 H.L. Bourgeois. And that was an important stop for Jesuit, Jude, after that second turnover.
Right, you give it up at midfield in your own territory and able to step up, did the defense, and 1 at the line of scrimmage. 3 straight plays. We're going to see H.L. Bourgeois try to run the ball wide quite a bit in this ball game, so it's going to be up to the defensive front to be able to contain the edges and these inexperienced linebackers who are getting some snaps today to be able to follow up in pursuit, and we saw that on 1st and 2nd down. And once H.L. Bourgeois is in 3rd and long, huge advantage to the Jesuit defense.
Absolutely, and you know, you see them come out, and this is kind of what we expected. We saw this on film. Near line their formation in the boundary, similar to what Jesuit was doing in motion and across, and then just trying to work the perimeter, get some blocking out there, and because we'll have to see if they can believe that they can run inside. I think as the game progresses, we'll see. But again, you look at some of the linebackers. You saw Wyatt Meir, like we talked about, come down, help Braden Helm. Keep your eye on number 15 tonight. He's going to have a heck of a game.
Jace Larson will drop deep to receive, stands at about his 22-yard line. And it's going to be Leday who's going to actually punt. So Austin Leday handling punting. 10-man front for Jesuit might be coming. Snap is high, and it got tipped. Punt is tipped. The Jesuit player fields it, and it is down near midfield. And now trying to break out of there after. That's a live ball.
That's a live ball.
So nobody moved, and finally somebody moved, and a tackle was made. But getting a hand on that punt was Caleb Tolbert. The Jesuit gets great field position at its own 48.
And Alex Valdez picked up the loose ball and thought it was dead automatically and was about to start handing it back to the referee when some Braves started to come after him. So he was able to pull it back in time and secure the football. But the Braves really fortunate there that wasn't blocked fully, and the collapse there of the front. Jesuit saw something and really came after the first punt of the game.
I got to be honest, too. The coach in me was about to jump out of my skin. Again, if that ball's tipped and it crosses the line, it's poison. Get away from it. If you're going to scoop it, you better run. Protect the ball.
You bet. First and 10, left hash mark, 48, quick snap, LaRiviere counterplay inside, 50, outside to the 46, to the 45, to the 44 of HL Bourgeois. Good run on the counter by Jerron Duplessis as he picks up 8 for Jesuit.
Yeah, and you see Jesuit right there, I think going back to, what they do, right? So you see the ends coming straight up the field. They got the 5 hands down, which is what they expected. And then to run the counters, the down kick, it works, and with a player like Jerron Duplessis, you can do it.
Second and 2 at the 44 of HL Bourgeois. Quick snap. They're going to give it inside to Duplessis again. He'll get the first down as he fights forward to about the 41-yard line, picks up 3. First down, Blue Jays.
Yeah, very hard run. Jerron's done a tremendous job this year. He's continuing to do that. And I think that's it. The Jays just need to settle down, control the ball.
No huddle. This is something Manali loved to do at De La Salle. He's doing it at Jesuit now. Snap it, fake it, now give it off to Duplessis. He's at the 40, he's at the 35. He fights close to a first down to about the HL Bourgeois 32-yard line. Boy, good follow-through on the fake, or what appeared to be a fake by LaRiviere. And that's setting up something down the road, Jude.
That delay there really taking advantage of how hard downhill the front for 6 or 7, depending on how many they bring, HL Bourgeois has been attacking with early. So if you can seal it off, you're finding a gap. We may see that play again very soon.
8 yards to the 33 on second down. Quick handoff again. This time Duplessis hit and drop for no gain. Good penetration for HL Bourgeois by number 31. And that's Sharon Thompson, who came up with a big play earlier.
Yeah, you just got to make sure, again, get your guys settled down. I know we're going fast. We're going fast for a reason. We got them on their heels a little bit. Again, to keep taking advantage, just like you're saying, dude, those guys rushing up the field, block down, kick them out, and make some plays.
4 down territory, 3rd and 2 at the 33. LaRiviere under center. He's going to sneak it, and he's going to push. Can he get there? It's going to be close. I don't think he got there. He got a yard. It's going to be close. 4th and a long one. It looks like. So 4th and 1 coming up, and a decision for Ryan Manali. I don't think there's any decision here.
Yeah, I think the Jays are probably going to go for it here.
They will line up quickly to do so. 4th and 1 at the 32-yard line for the Blue Jays of HL Bourgeois. And they're going for it. 2 tight end set, single running back. Hard count, LaRiviere. Now he backs off. Looks to the sideline. Jasper Parker is the running back. Play clock with 10. Still looking over. Might need a timeout. Down the 6, got to hurry now. Down to 5, down the 4, gets under center on 4th and 1. Takes the snap, sneaks it, pushes, and he looks to have the first down and more. Yeah, good push by LaRiviere and a good push from behind by some blue jerseys to make sure he got there.
HL Bourgeois didn't have but 1 lineman in a 3-point stance, so I don't know if that was a change from the sideline to say, go with my big athletic quarterback and just go with the push and get leverage underneath a defense that's standing up in front of you.
Yeah, I think that was probably the case there. Great second effort.
First down, Jesuit at the 30 of HL Bourgeois. Here's a give to Parker. He's hit and he fumbles the football, and another Jesuit turnover. HL Bourgeois has its 3rd turnover already. Coming up with the ball is Aiden Jackson, and this has been a bit of a disaster for Jesuit early on.
Dalton Johnson crashing into the backfield unblocked to create that turnover, and these linebackers are going to keep coming from different angles. There's no doubt they're trying to shoot gaps and disrupt whatever Jesuit's blocking scheme is up front because they know they can't go man-to-man in the trenches against them.
That's right. Their answer is to bring pressure, and they're going to fill those windows really fast.
3 possessions, 3 turnovers. HL Bourgeois ball, its own 31. Snap it. Keep it. Prosperi is going to be hit and drop for a short gain of 2. To about the 33-yard line as he faked it. Kept it running right. Not much there.
Yeah, they come out in that tight bunch set, and again, it's still the same thing, trying to work the perimeter there, and the Jays are all over it.
So a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. 5:40 and counting first quarter. HL Bourgeois leads Jesuit 6-0.
I think it's smart that the Braves huddled here. They should slow down and take advantage of how the game's going their way. Let the clock run and make sure they get their assignments right up front.
2nd and 8. Wide side, left side of the field. 3 receivers to the right. Prospery going to run it left on a cutback play, stumbling and fighting forward to about the 35. Looked like Diggs on the carry, able to get a couple of yards to the 35-yard line. And we have to clarify when I say Diggs, that's DeJuan Diggs, one of the two brothers, not DeQuan, but DeJuan. And it's 3rd down and 6 at the 35.
Yeah, another good stop by Helm on that side. I know Wyatt Mears, he was lying a little wide. You got the safeties playing about an 8. They're playing more like a quarters coverage here. So hopefully we'll probably see a little bit more aggressive safety play.
Prospery and shotgun. Jesuit lines up with a 5-man front. Might be coming. Trip set right for HL Bourgeois. Single receiver left on 3rd and 5. Jesuit showing blitz. They're coming. Prospery under heavy pressure. He's hit, and he throws it, and it hits a lineman. That's an incomplete pass. Prospery got blown up. Jesuit showed blitz, came late. It worked beautifully.
No, you could definitely see the Jesuits coming out of their zone look, and then they drop their safeties down, and the 2 young linebackers, all those linebackers right there are getting their first start today. So they look pretty excited on their first blitz.
Jesuit got a piece of the first punt, so they're going to line up with 10 again. They've obviously seen something in the video they've seen to line up going after it. Got the first one. The snap, by the way, the first time was slow to get there. We'll watch it again with Leday in punt formation. Larson deep stands at his 35. High pass from center. Just got it off. It's a low line drive kick. Bounces at midfield to the 45. And it's going to be down at the Jesuit 44. So the Blue Jays will again have good field position with 4:15 to play in the first quarter. Still 6-0 HL Bourgeois.
Senior Caleb Tolbert might have had a chance if he'd have laid out to block that punt, but he erred on the side of caution there. You don't want to roughing the punter at this point. You've gotten the stop, get your offense, the ball back on the field, but there was enough pressure to lead to another short punt.
Yeah, and their adjustment was they moved the personal protector out there to go pick up that edge blocker, maybe make some move. We have another shot at it, definitely.
Blue Jay offense needs to get in gear here. They've been struggling thus far. That's an understatement. 2 tight ends set, single running back, fake it. LaRiviere wants to go deep. He throws it, has a man down there, and a beautiful catch, but out of bounds. Just out of bounds as the throw carried him to the boundary was Jace Larson. You only need 1 foot in, but just hit the line. Good call. Boy, that's just a narrow miss for Jesuit.
Yeah, it's a good call. I mean, they see him, you got the 5-man look, exactly what the Jays were expecting there, and that man look, that quarters coverage, and you're just going to take your best receiver and, tell, hey, beat that guy. And that's what Jason did. I expect we'll see that again at some point in time.
Yeah, had the throw carried him into the field, it would have been 6, but it carried him toward the boundary a little bit. 2nd and 10. Going to run it inside. On a nice cutback, 45, hit hard, but falling forward to the 50-yard line is Jerron Duplessis running well early in the game. He's got 6, so here's a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it's a real nice second-level cut for Duplessis.
I'd like to see the Jays vary their snap counts a little bit and just run a bit more downhill like that play and start establishing between the tackles at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, again, taking advantage of their ends rushing straight up the field.
3rd and 4 at midfield. Twin receivers left, single right. LaRiviere wants to throw. 5-man rush. He's got time. He's going deep for Larson. That's overthrown.
Yeah, he overthrew that corner route. Yeah, I mean, they had it. Again, he has it. I think they just got to work on their time in there. And they're going to get it. I think they're going to get some good
And you
plays.
can see the flag and feel it coming in the booth. The wind to the back of the Jays here probably affected both of those deep passes to Larson when he had a step or 2 on the coverage.
Jesuit offense is still on the field on 4th and 4. Ryan Manelli might call timeout, letting this clock run down. It'd be an unusual situation to go for it here at midfield early in the game. But if so, showing a lot of confidence in his defense, and they're going for it. 4th and 4 at midfield. Big decision here. Maybe trying to draw them off sides. LaRiviere hard count.
Yeah, I think
now backs off.
Yeah, I think
just take the penalty. Don't call timeout and waste that. And they let the clock run down, and they do take timeout. I'm not a big fan of taking a timeout in that situation. I just think 5 yards doesn't make much difference, and save that timeout for when you need it.
Right.
Right.
I think the plan there was solid at that part of the field to try to see if you can draw them offside, but it took the Jays a long time to get on the ball and the play in, so they really only got about 5 seconds to try to draw HL Bourgeois off, and at that point they ran out of time.
Yeah, I think the Jays look a little discombobulated right now. I think that the turnovers are are affecting them, then I think they just got to settle down and rise above and get back to what works.
Well, Jesuit defense has been nails thus far, but offense has not been able to get out of its own way. And mentally, you got to start to overcome that first play from scrimmage. When a game starts that way, maybe it gets in your head a little bit.
Absolutely. They're a resilient bunch. They'll rise.
Punt team is now on. William Hudlow, the junior, will line up in punt formation to boot it away.
William Hudlow in punt formation.
And H.L. Bourgeois will drop a single receiver deep to handle this, and that's their outstanding athlete, Jacoby Harris, who had the pick 6 earlier. Harris will stand at about his 16-yard line. Good snap. Hudlow plenty of time. Gets it away. Nice spiral toward the sideline. Bounces the 20, 15, and it's fumbled. Ball's on the ground, and Jesuit should have it, and they do. Big mistake by H.L. Bourgeois. Harris tried to field the ball. That was a huge mistake, and the Blue Jays come up with it. And the man coming up with that for Jesuit was 92, Hunter Dufnack, the junior.
Yeah, that's the long snapper. Hunter's actually came in, taking over long snapping duties for Dennis Doherty in this game. Jesuit standout linebackers. That's a great job. It's great to see Hunter go down and cover that kick. Definitely when you're coaching the punt team, you want to see that long snapper do just that and to make that recovery. So the Jays needed this, right? So you got the ball in the 6, and so here we go. See what we got dialed up.
First turnover by H.L. Bourgeois. It's a big one, giving Jesuit the ball at the Braves' 6-yard line with a 1st and goal, trying to take the lead in this ball game here. 3:18 to play in the first. LaRiviere with an empty backfield. Motion into the formation. Fake the speed sweep. He keeps it inside. Shook a tackle. Runs over another. Bangs his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Jesuit. LaRiviere showed you his size and his strength right there, dude.
Taysom Hill-esque. That's what Ryan Manali told us last night when we see it on that play. He didn't need a lead blocker. He just needed to go downhill and use that strength and size to be able to overcome a couple of Braves who got flattened on his way to the end zone.
Absolutely. You can tell Jack wanted it on the play.
6-yard touchdown run. Blue Jays have tied at 6-6. Now Aiden Corbello to try to give Jesuit the lead. Snap it, spot it, kick it. It is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. 3:10 to play in the first. Jesuit 7, H.L. Bourgeois 6. Back in a moment with Jesuit football on 106.1 FM, Nash Icon, and at CrescentCitySports.com.
Family owned and operated by a great local family, Bourgeois Automotive at 3525 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie has the right vehicle at the right price at precisely the right time for you. From outstanding newly designed 2021 Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Chrysler products, Bourgeois Automotive has what you are looking for. Check out our expansive inventory at BourgeoisChryslerJeep.com or call 504-321-4217.
To experience our idea of luxury, visit Bergeron Volvo on Vets in Metairie or online at BergeronVolvo.com today.
I gotta tell you, the Ford F-150 in Iowa look kind of like family. Ford's the #1 selling truck in America for 42 years, and Lamar's the #1 Ford dealer. So come get your #1 truck from your #1 dealer, Lamar Ford, where everybody gets remarkable deals and service. And wait till you see what we've done and still doing to the big store in Canada. We're using local money, not Wall Street money. Visit Lamarck.com for more details. Drive safely, my friends.
#1 claim based on 2018 new Ford Focus retail sales report and regions of
Here's the kickoff, fielded at the 1. It is returnable. No, they're going to say he's put a foot down in the end zone. All right, Harris caught the ball at the 1, but his back foot set down in the end zone, so that's Federation rules. And as a result, the touchback puts it at the 20. Such a weapon on the high school level. If you can put the ball in the end zone, you eliminate the return game. And we saw that right there as we give H.L. Bourgeois another shot on offense, where they have not been able to do much thus far. 7-6 Jesuit, 3:07 to play in the first quarter.
All right, so we'll see what the Braves come out in here. See how they respond, see how the Jays respond.
By the way, I don't know how 3 seconds run off the clock on a touchback, but they did. Jesuit scored with 3:10 to play in the first quarter. I keep play-by-play, you know. Snap it, gonna fake it and keep it. Good running room for Prosper. He takes a big hit as he crosses the 25, gets to the 26. He gets up. That's a good thing. He picks up 6 yards. Good run.
Yeah, so that's Will Graham. So it's good to see Will Graham back. You know, I know he had some concussion issues, and he just came down, laid the wood on that one. So left no doubt. Will come up and stroke you now. He's a really good player. He's very smart. He always ends up in the right spots. He's a leader on that defense. Got Alex Valdez back there as well. He does a great job.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 for the Braves. 2:30 and counting first quarter. 7-6 Jesuit on top. 3 receivers right, single left, motion into the formation. Fake it, wants to throw it. The left-hander does. In the flat, caught by Diggs. Fights forward to the 30, looks to have a first down. So the catch made by Daquan Diggs gets it to the 30. That's a gain for a first down. Move the chains for H.L. Bourgeois, their first down of the game.
That was a strong play by Nick Jacobs. Push the wide out back, really set the edge there. Allowed the safeties and the linebackers to pursue and get there. It's a great job. It's what you want to do in the perimeter.
You throw that ball behind the line of scrimmage, and that allows the receivers to be able to block downfield. So a difficult job for the DB to be able to avoid that block and prevent the big play.
Absolutely, no doubt. And the Jays are playing really aggressive here. Again, just getting in the face of these wideouts. Looks like they're playing some
first and 10 at the 30. Going to run it inside. Bounced off of one tackle. Tries to get the perimeter and knocked out of bounds after a short game is DeJuan Diggs, as he had to fight for everything there. He does manage 2 yards to the short side of the field. 2nd and 8.
Again, that's Valdez and Graham. It's a great job by them, and they're doing a great job. I think, we got, if you look at the Jays right now, you got 3 linebackers making their first start today. You got Wyatt Meir, number 15. You got Jack Roniger, number 44. You got Tucker Shivler, number 40. These are all young guys.
2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Trip set right, single receiver left for H.L. Bourgeois. 5-man front for Jesuit, and they're coming. Crosby, a quick throw to the outside, caught by Daquan Diggs, looks for a block, gets it. He's going to be tripped up as he crosses the 35. He gets out to about the 39, a yard short of the first down, and that trip was important, Jude. He might have had something there.
That's true, and Bo Perez was coming off the edge there trying to create havoc, the sophomore defensive back on that side, so Crosby had to get the ball off quickly and accurately, gave his receivers some mobility and space as a result of the vacated area.
Yeah, so they brought some pressure there, and it looked like the Braves had some numbers for a second.
They did. 3rd and 1 now from the 39. Twin receivers right, single left. Man in the slot left, snap it. Going to fake it and keep it. Prosperi will fight for the first down. He'll get it just across the 40 to the 41. And they move the chains for the second time on this possession. A gain of 2. 1st and 10 Braves at their own 41.
Yeah, the Braves put together a nice little string of plays here, and they're hoping to build off of that. Jay's got to come up with a big stop here.
Prosperi just 5'8", 175, but he's a brave and patient runner. He's been a little bit of a threat for the Braves here to give them a running game here in the first quarter.
Wide set, left side of the field. They go with that trip set, bunched to the left again. They like that formation. On 1st and 10, snap it. And going to run the lead play left, and it's hammered for a loss. Trying to run the read. Too many blue shirts all over DeJuan Diggs. He didn't have any chance on that play. Wyatt Meir, the first man there.
Yeah, Wyatt Meir, again, another really good play for this young man. Again, getting his first start.
Just a freshman, and he's playing with real confidence here early on, making plays in the backfield.
Absolutely, and they think they can run the perimeter out there, and he's holding his own.
This could be the last play of the quarter. 20 seconds and counting. Loss of 5, 2nd and 15 at the 36. 3 receivers left, a single to the right. Prosperi in shotgun. Pointing out protection against a 5-man front. Jesuit moving up front. Where's the flag? There it is. In the neutral zone of the Blue Jays. That'll cost them 5 and make it 2nd and 10. Second penalty on Jesuit for 15 yards.
Yeah, it looked like Jesuit was going to bring some pressure to the field there. It looked like it was going to be a safety blitz by Valdez, and he got a little bit too antsy.
Back to the original line of scrimmage with 6.5 seconds to play in the quarter, and the clock's going to expire. So that's going to be the end of the first quarter at Joe Yenny Stadium with our score. Jesuit 7, H.L. Bourgeois 6. Back in a moment. This is Jesuit Football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com.
Life Resources Ministries exists for showing men the way, building men to spiritual maturity, and preparing God's people for service. Life Resources Ministries has Bible studies in person and via Skype throughout the metro area, along with outreaches weekly on Wednesdays at Piccadilly Cafeteria on Clearview Parkway in Metairie. There are business forums and fellowship meetings as well. Life Resources also puts on major outreach prayer breakfasts with national speakers up to 4 to 5 times per year. Visit us online at liferesources.net. Life Resources Ministries, leaders investing for eternity. Top service, locally owned, outstanding deals, conveniently located, professionals motivated to sell where the customer comes first. That describes the experience at Premier Automotive Group, where you'll find the best prices anywhere on Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia. Premier Automotive offers a warranty for life on its vehicles and a money-back guarantee. Visit my friend Troy Duhon at one of his outstanding dealerships, Toyota of New Orleans, Premier Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat, Premier Honda in New Orleans, Premier Nissan in Metairie, and Premier Kia in Kenner.
Second quarter set to begin from Joe Yenny Stadium, where Jesuit leads H.L. Bourgeois 7-6. Along with Terry Urson and Jude Young, I'm Ken Trahan. This will be the seventh play of the drive for H.L. Bourgeois. 2nd and 10 at their own 41-yard line. The Braves operate with 3 receivers right, a single left, single setback with Prosperi, who's going all the way thus far. Snaps it, going to run a reverse, and it's on the ground, picked up by the back, and he's hit for a loss. So they missed the exchange, and Tyrese Stark picked it up, and he got brought down immediately back at the 37-yard line. Tried a little trickery, and it backfired on them.
I think Stark's eyes got really big there because that play was ready to pop with Prosperi out in front and no blue shirts waiting, but he didn't handle the football, so a bit of a break there for the Blue Jays and a negative play that puts Jesuit in an ideal situation, 3rd and about 14.
Absolutely.
3rd down and 14 at the 37-yard line. Prosperi with the running back next to him. Wide side, right side of the field. 3 receivers left, snap it. Wants to throw it. With time now, it breaks down, throws over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Off the hands of the crossing receiver, Diggs. And then it hung in the air perilously, but then found the green turf here at Joe Yenny Stadium. And it will be a punting situation.
Yeah, he had to get that pass out pretty quick. The Jesuit front 4 run a nice twist stunt right there, bringing those ends back underneath. He had to get it out there.
Diggs was dragging across the middle and open, but because of the pressure, Prosperi had to get it over the line and a bit too high. So pass rush, always ideal when you're trying to stop the passing game. It certainly helped there for Jesuit.
10-man rush again coming for Jesuit. Ledata punt. Slow snap. Here they come. And somehow he got it off. Very high end-over-end kick. Larson will let it bounce, and now it's going to take a big H.L. Bourgeois bounce inside the 20 and all the way down to about the 17. They gained about 15 on the bounce. Jesuit will start deep in its own territory with 10:54 to play in the half, leading H.L. Bourgeois 7-6.
Yeah, when you're coaching that punt return team, one of the things you want your returner to do is you want them to field that ball. So if you signal fair catch, hey, be tough, stand in there, field that football because you don't want those rolls. And again, if you're gonna try to block that punt, talk about flinching. So we had an opportunity to block that punt there. I guarantee that guy had his eyes closed. That edge pressure.
Duplessis will be the running back with LaRiviere. And Jesuit will split a receiver to either side of the field. Tight end is wedged to the right. Actually, 2 up backs in this formation. Low snap. Give it to Duplessis. Big hole. He's at the 20. Looks for the cutback at the 25. And he bounces it out to about the 28. Well, a lot of room there. Near the first down is Duplessis on first down. That play popped wide open.
Yeah, it's a great job of getting up to the second level with the tackle.
Gain of 9 at 2nd and 1. They moved the chains. They gained the first down as a bobble snap. Picked up. Duplessis runs forward and makes good yardage. How about that?
Yeah, that could have been disastrous right there. But again, taking advantage, I think, of us going fast, I think, it cuts both ways, right? I mean, we have to control the ball.
Gain of 9 at 2nd and 1 of the 36. They go quick and they give to Duplessis. He'll get a first down and more. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. And he's out across the 45 to the 46. Flag on the play. We might have an infraction for too many men. We'll see. As Jesuit was going fast, and did H.L. Bourgeois have 12 on the field at the time? We'll check and see.
They definitely did, Ken. They were trying to rush different players on and off the field and got caught with 12.
So that conversation is serious, and going fast can create this. Jesuit finding some sizable holes on this possession, sticking to the ground game.
Wear them down and wear them out.
Absolutely.
If they can be clean, what you haven't seen early in the drive, we've still seen them gain big chunks of yardage, and I think they'll continue to try to play with the up-tempo, no huddle.
Absolutely.
Still waiting for the signal. There you go, illegal substitution. But the ball to the 47, Jesuit will keep it there with a first down, a gain of 11.
And you see the Jays right back on the football, trying to keep to it with a different running back in there. So throw different running backs at them and let that front 5 start wearing down.
Now they're going to go ahead and penalize them after the gain as well. So this is huge field position for Jesuit. We're going to put it at the H.L. Bourgeois 38-yard line, 15 yards on the infraction, and that's penalty number 2 against the Braves for 20 yards.
Try to lean on these smaller Braves. Jesuit ready to get right back to it with a couple of tight ends in there in the backfield.
Yeah, the smaller Braves, and then of course just the amount of players that they have, right? So Bourgeois is not very deep, so if Jesuit can go fast and put them in a position where they got to keep running guys on and off the field, then Jesuit just needs to protect the football at this point. If Jesuit's going to go fast and we're going to continue to do this, just make sure you protect the football, stick to the plays, your bread and butter that work, and just take advantage. We can get the Jesuit line can get up to the second level and really take advantage of those guys running upfield and getting to those linebackers, and I think we're going to see some bigger plays.
All right, they explain everything to the HL Bourgeois sideline. The gain of 11 and the 15-yard penalty, and now they're going to move it back. And I was going to say, I'm not sure why you're giving them both the gain and the penalty. I didn't really understand that. Now it looks like they're going to – now they're still going to penalize them, but just 5 yards to the 47-yard line. So it's a 5-yard penalty and not a 15-yard penalty. So that was the discrepancy, and I still don't really get it.
And neither does Ryan Manali. Now he needs an explanation from our lead official.
Exactly. I was just about to say the coach and me, as all this was transpiring, was about to jump out of my skin, especially if I was over on Bourgeois' sideline. And now Ryan's getting the explanation.
Need the rule book on hand to try to figure things out. Sometimes the officials aren't entirely sure. Of course, nowadays you can just do it with a tablet. Should have an assistant over there, see if he can find the information. But 4 officials now talking with Manali around the 50-yard line on the Jesuit sideline.
A little bit of a delay. We'll see Harry Reinhardt in the backfield for the first time, the junior, who has 26 carries for 130 yards on the season. Duplessis gets a blow. Geron's got 9 carries, 57 yards already in this game. So, again, this has been a delay. Both sidelines getting explanations on an infraction against HL Bourgeois for an illegal substitution. And it was after the 11-yard gain. They added 5 yards after adding 15 yards, then subtracted 10. Are you good at math? All right. First and 10 of the HL Bourgeois 47, he said. Shotgun formation. LaRiviere takes the snap, blitz on, run it up the middle. Reinhardt fights through one tackler and battles for as much as he can as he gets it to maybe the 46-yard line, perhaps a yard, but he was hit in the backfield and had to spin away from a defender just to avoid a loss.
Daquan Watts, senior defensive lineman there, first on the scene, got penetration to break up the play.
Well, they were blitzing all the way. They were sending everybody. Jesuit no doubt notices, and will have something to counter it. 2nd and 9 at the 46. They sold out on that play. 9 men coming in a run blitz.
Yeah, they sure did.
Twins to either side of the field for LaRiviere on 2nd and 10, who retreats to throw. Jack steps up wisely, throws deep down the field, and it's going to be tipped away incomplete. Well, that's an outstanding defensive play, and that's Jacoby Harris again.
So, yeah.
He just made an excellent play, pass intended for Jack Lowe.
Yeah, so that corner route, again, he just kind of underthrew it again. He just gives him, he needs to put a little bit more air on that ball. They got the smash corner all day when they come out there in that quarters look, and they're giving outside leverage on that corner route when they play man.
Yeah, it's actually Fallon Short playing at the safety spot who got a hand on that. He's wearing 10, Harris 18. So Short with the pass defense. It's 3rd down and 9 at the Braves 46-yard line. 9:13 to play in the half. 7-6 Jesuit. LaRiviere against a blitz. Stepping up. Now stepping left. Looking. He's going to gun it deep down the field. Man down there. He's grabbed. That's got to be pass interference. And it will be. Anytime you throw it behind the receiver and defensive back's trying to recover, that's what's going to happen. Intended for Larson. Interference on Jordan Adams. 15 yards. Will move the chains. First down, Jesuit.
Yeah, another 5-man pressure. And again, you get that quarters. You get that man look right there. And Jack's got to scramble a little bit and forces Larson to come back. And I think they definitely knew they had a play there. And that was probably the best thing that the Braves defender could have done.
3rd penalty, 25 yards on HL Bourgeois. Snap it at the 31-yard line. Give to Duplessis. Knight cuts to the right, and he gets to the 25-yard line. Well, Jesuit's blocking well, and Duplessis is making that one cut in the hole, and he's seeing the field pretty well.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. I think he's going to continue to have a big night tonight.
6 yards, 2nd and 4, low snap. Give to Duplessis, big hole again. He'll get the first down across the 20. And again, the Jesuit offensive line's taking over as he gets to the 18, a gain of 7. First down, Blue Jays.
And you get the defense on their heels. They want to blitz, but when you get to the line so quickly and execute your play, you're starting to win with a bigger offensive line up front.
Quick snap, give it to Duplessis again, stick with it, and crosses the 15 and gets to about the 14 for a gain of 4 more yards as they continue to go quick with no huddle and to run Duplessis quite a bit
Yeah, and to just wear them down. So you're in the low red zone here. They can't really substitute. Just keep pounding them.
2nd and 6, low snap again. LaRiviere picks it up. He runs to the right. Jack's going to be hit and ripped down at about the 13, short gain of about a yard. And a good play in the open field by Diggs, playing both ways. That's DeJuan Diggs.
That was a great play by DeJuan Diggs to come down there. He came down from that safety spot and really did a great job on Jack.
They're going to mark it at the 14, so no gain, and it's 3rd and 6.
All right, so we'll see what the Jays have dialed up here. Again, they know what they're going to get out of this Braves defense. Again, I would say keep pounding them here.
Wide side, left side of the field, 2 up backs. Duplessis the deep back. Snap it. Gonna run Duplessis left. He's got room across the 10. Fights forward, has the first down near the 7. You called it. Doesn't matter the down and distance. You got the advantage. Exploit it, and they are. First down, goal to go. Jesuit, it looks like at the 6-yard line. Gain of 8. First and goal at the 6. Here's a run for Duplessis, and he's hit and dropped in the backfield for a loss. Great penetration by Tyron Winslow, the big freshman, 6'3", 245.
Yeah, that was great penetration right there. That was a great job of getting in the backfield. Again, the Jays just got to make sure they get all their blocking assignments down. Again, they had 4 hands down instead of 5. So that kind of, in terms of the Jays pointing out who they were going to get or understanding who they were going to block on that play, probably was an issue for them.
Loss of 4. It's 2nd and goal now at the 10-yard line. Open formation, no running back, 3 receivers left. Snap it. LaRiviere rolling right. Stops, throws down the middle. Tight end touchdown. Touchdown Blue Jays. 10-yard touchdown pass. LaRiviere to Hollis McDaniel. And Jesuit has a 13-6 lead.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great job by Hollis McDaniel getting open. Again, it's a great, even better job of Jack finding him.
LaRiviere able to waggle to his right a couple of steps and freeze the defense and then find the seam to hit the tight end over the middle. Really nice execution on the throw and catch.
Absolutely.
Snap, spot, Corbello's kick is up, and it is good. Time out on the field, 6:31 to play in the half. Jesuit, 14, HL Bourgeois 6. Back in a moment on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and also on CrescentCitySports.com.
Since 1935, the All-State Sugar Bowl has been a proud New Orleans New Year's Day tradition. Through its annual support of college football and amateur sports, the Sugar Bowl attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors to the state, providing countless opportunities for young people. Resources from these events enable the Sugar Bowl to support education and community programs impacting thousands of New Orleans area teachers and citizens. The All-State Sugar Bowl, proud to host the best of the Big 12 and the SEC in the Superdome on New Year's Day 2022.
Established in 1847 on the corner of Carrollton Avenue between Palmyra and Bank Streets, Jesuit's curriculum develops disciplined habits, stimulating critical thinking, and develops the skills necessary for expression of that thinking. Jesuit strives to instill 5 characteristics in its students, educating young men to be open to growth, intellectually confident, religious, loving, and committed to doing justice with a deep respect for students and their potential. Jesuit challenges students to strive for intellectual, emotional, moral, and physical excellence. Visit JesuitNola.org to discover more on the school that will change your life.
Here's the kickoff. It's a booch kick short. No fair catch called for. That's dangerous. Flag down. I'm not sure why. It's caught and hit right away. Receiving it was DeAndre Johnson. I don't know why there's a flag there. There was nothing wrong with the hit. The player did not call for a fair catch.
Yeah,
that's what Ryan Manali's saying.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I think they're going to have to pull this flag off the ground. He definitely did not signal for fair catch.
No, the Jesuit players wisely tackled him.
Yeah, I think they're going to wave this one off.
So they're going to talk it over here extensively. We want to remind you as well that the Crescent City Sports Prep Football webcast brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. The Lamarck Collision Center makes the repair process easy. With our state-of-the-art equipment and certified technicians, it will be done right. We repair all makes and models. That's Lamarck Automotive. All right, they're going to wave it off. The right call to make, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He didn't signal a fair catch. It was a clean hit.
You don't mind delays in games when officials take their time to huddle and get the call right. We've seen it a couple times here in the first half. In the end, if both sides are satisfied, get the rules right, we can take the little bit of extra time in order to make sure the third team on the field has their act together.
HL Bourgeois will start at its 32. Jesuits drive, 12 plays, 83 yards, 4:23 off the clock. 10-yard pass, LaRiviere to McDaniel for the score, 14-6 Blue Jays. Prospery wasn't expecting the snap. He takes it. He just throws it deep down the field. It's almost intercepted, as he wasn't expecting the snap at that point, and he got it. And Jake Giardino was down there for Jesuit. Almost got the interception on the pass, which was intended for Jacoby Harris.
Yeah, that was actually Alex Valdez. There.
That's Valdez.
Yeah, he got his hands on it. Yeah, so they put the formation in the boundary.
Valdez,
and I think they were expecting some type of motion. It didn't come, and what did come was the snap. And so yeah, there was some miscommunication on that play for the Braves.
Yeah, Valdez, the senior safety, with 12 tackles coming in. It's his third PBU of the year. Pass broken up, 2nd and 10 at the 32. 6:23 to play in the half. Blue Jays lead at 14-6. Prospery, the snap, play fakes, wants to throw, pressure. He's hit. Ball comes out. That's a fumble. And who's got it? It appears the Blue Jays have it. And yes, indeed. Coming up with the football is 94 Braden Helm.
Yeah,
the hit made by Christian Jackson, and the Blue Jays force the turnover.
Yeah, Braden, that's a great job by Braden Helm. He's having a really great game tonight. He's been in on a lot of tackles. It's been really hard to run his way. They try to force a perimeter on him, and he comes up with a big fumble recovery here.
On a hit by Christian Jackson, who forced it. So big turnover here. Second of the game by HL Bourgeois. And Jesuit gets it at the HL Bourgeois 17.
That's a really tough play to make, running full speed, diving on the ball and being able to control it. So Helm, racing a Brave to the ball, comes up with it, and the Jays are in business in the red zone.
With 6:13 to play in the half, snap it. Going to run it inside. There's running room to the 15, Reinhardt, and then the hole closes, and he's dropped there for a gain of about 2 yards on the play, hit by Fallon Short, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Harry Reinhardt. Yeah, he's a hard-nosed kid, tough runner, and he's got to make the best of these carries here.
2nd and 8 at the 15-yard line with 5:50 and counting first half. 14-6 Blue Jays on top. Single receiver right. LaRiviere in the backfield takes the snap. He's going to give it to Reinhardt running right on an inside zone play. Gets to about the 12-yard line, picks up 3. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 for Jesuit.
Yeah, another good hard run by Harry. That's a great job. Again, you see the pull, you see the down kick, really taking advantage. Again, if you can get those big linemen up to those linebackers, you're going to have some holes.
Reinhardt stays in the backfield on 3rd and 5 from the 12. LaRiviere the snap, high snap, pulls it down, going to run it himself. 10, 5, 3, 2, first down, goal to go Jesuit. Boy, these snaps from center and shotgun have been an adventure tonight.
Yeah, that's Garrett Kelly. He's doing a great job for them. He's a tough kid. He's just got to they just make sure he's getting those snaps back. He's got to focus on that before he goes and starts to block guys.
1st and goal at the 2. Blue Jays knocking on the door, trying to add to this 8-point lead. LaRiviere is going to give it off to Reinhardt. Fights his way to the end zone. Did he cross? They say no.
That's close.
Boy, that was very close.
It was very close.
Right at the goal mouth. They're going to say just short, maybe a foot from the end zone, so it's 2nd and goal.
Jesuits brought in an extra lineman as a blocker in the backfield, Donde Davis, a junior, and he's helped blow holes open the last 2 plays. You see him lined up now on the left side of the center in the backfield.
Quick snap, going to run it with Reinhardt left, fights his way to the end zone, and Reinhardt has scored. Touchdown Blue Jays, 1-yard run, Harry Reinhardt. Jesuit leads it 20-6.
Right behind Davis again, the Jays caving in the line on the left side as they've done the past couple of plays, running right and then left 2 straight times, just winning up front. Simple, run the football between the tackles and take advantage in the matchup.
Absolutely, adding that extra lineman, like you said, bringing in Donde and then Harry's hard running. That was a great job, great series.
Corbello for the extra point. He puts it up very high, very strong, and very straight. So with 4:17 to play in the first half, it is now Jesuit 21, HL Bourgeois 6. Blue Jays capitalize on the turnover. It took them 5 plays to go 17 yards.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You get a takeaway deep in the opposing team's territory. You got to come away with points. So, and that's exactly what the Jays did.
Just protect the football at this point because you're winning defensively. You're winning on special teams. A 6-play touchdown drive because of special teams. 17 to score and increase the lead because of your defense. And again, it's good to be good in all three phases of the game because you're not always going to be clicking in all three. The offense has had a rough half, but they're establishing the running game. Not the cleanest 2 quarters so far, but the defense and the special teams taking up the slack.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you 100%. Not the cleanest, but again, you do what you do well, right? You get those big linemen down. You already know you have numbers on this team. This team's a little bit smaller than you. Just keep pounding them, keep wearing them down, and protect the football.
21-6 Blue Jays, 4:17 to play in the first half. Corbello to kick it off. Very capable of reaching the end zone here. And it will be Jacoby Harris dropping deep for H.L. Bourgeois. Corbello hits it on the ground. Going to bounce and fumbling it and recovering it at the 28. He was going to take a knee anyway. Was one of the upbacks for H.L. Bourgeois. That was number 47, Brennan Nakhan. So the Braves will get possession of the football at their own 28-yard line with 4:13 to play in the half. Jesuit leading 21-6.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to recapture what they had done a couple of series ago. You know, they had the several play drive thing. I know they're definitely about 8 or 9 play drive, and then, you know, let's see how they respond, you know, with that turnover and that score.
Classic part of the game. You're trying to put together a 4-minute offense here to come up with a score. Jesuit's job, obviously, is to prevent that from happening.
Absolutely. Just stop them. You don't want to give up the big play at any point in time right here.
Twin receivers either side of the field on 1st and 10. Diggs, the running back, with Prospery, takes the snap, gives to Dewan Diggs running right. Well, they set the edge well to Jesuit. He's got nowhere to go and runs out of bounds. Probably a loss on the play as Diggs just had nowhere to go. Disciplined football by the Jesuit defensive front.
Yeah, very, very good by the Jesuit defensive front right there. And again, you see it, they're running right there, Wyatt Meir. You know, that freshman linebacker getting his first start. Said his name quite a few times. He's doing a great job.
Loss of 2. It's 2nd and 12. Went out of bounds, stopped the clock with 4:09 to play in the half. Can we just bottle this weather and keep it for every game the rest of the year? I mean,
Are you kidding me?
What a gorgeous night.
Yeah, gorgeous night. Great night for football in New Orleans.
We're in Metairie as it is tonight, and a good facility at that. 2nd and 12, and we get a whistle and play stopped. And we'll get a timeout, H.L. Bourgeois. So that should reduce their timeouts to 1 with 4:09 to play in the first half. So just resetting things. Jesuit had 3 possessions to start the game. All resulted in turnovers. Gave up 6, but the defense really kind of stemmed the tide and kept them around long enough to get this offense going. And then the defense has stepped up and gotten 2 turnovers as well, Jude.
There's no doubt when you go your first play from scrimmage and throw a pick 6, that can throw off your entire game plan early on. And H.L. Bourgeois is an aggressive team defensively, and they were creating havoc and not giving up the big play against Jesuit, leading to a couple of more turnovers. But no question about it, this Jesuit team is built upon the ability of their defense to give them field position and control football games, and they responded to the early struggles of their teammates on the other side of the ball, just like Ryan Manali and that staff. Darryl Rule doing a great job on that side of the ball, having them disciplined, even though we see a lot of subs in the game today, particularly at linebacker.
Injury's not a factor thus far, Terry.
No, not thus far. I mean, you see these guys getting the first start. Roniger, Shibler, Meir, they're all doing a great job, and the front four's doing their part. The Jays defense is doing exactly what we expected them to do today.
2nd and 12 of the 26 pistol formation for the first time. Running back Diggs right behind Prospery. Takes the snap. Going to run Diggs inside left. Diggs fights for a yard for 2, and that's about it. Again, the defense stiff for Jesuit up front, and crashing in to help fill the hole was number 40 for Jesuit, and that's Tucker Shibler. It's going to be 3rd down and about 10 yards to go.
H.L. Bourgeois just trying to get a few yards back there to get it to closer to 3rd and manageable. But now 3rd and 10 once again. Big advantage to the Jesuit defense. They have a lot of options to how many rushers they can bring here and try to get more pressure on the quarterback.
On 3rd down and 10 of the 28, snap it. Going to run Diggs left. Shook 1 tackle, but not the second wave. Just too many blue shirts. They're winning up front is Jesuit on both sides of the ball. And just a really good job there for Jesuit. That time it was Kayari Washington who stepped in to make the play.
You just run the ball there, right, Terry? Because you've been losing on 3rd and long, and in situations where you're more likely to make a mistake than come up with a play. So a conservative play call that you can understand despite H.L. Bourgeois now trailing by 15.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And the Jays, great job there. You know, Coach Bagley was going to mix it up front. They do a lot of twists. And, you know, we have the speed and the size, and those guys were able to do that. And that's given Bourgeois some problems here. It opened up a lane to 2 linebackers filled. And I think Bourgeois is gonna, you know, I think they got their work cut out for them tonight. Hopefully the Jays here, we can put another score on the board.
Clock stop with 3:34 to play in the first half, and Jesuit leading at 21-6. And again, Jesuit's been all over these punts. These snaps are just taking an eternity to get there. And Jesuit obviously saw that in film study, and they're going to rush 10 again. I wouldn't be shocked if they get another one.
As well they should, and I think they can get one. But what we want to have, if the punt does get off, Jace, we want to field that punt. We don't want to roll.
There's the high snap, and there's the punt away. Wobbly spiral. Jace Larson, fair catch call for, takes it. Good. And about the Jesuit 46. Good job all around. And with 3:26 to play in the first half, the Blue Jays will get it back. But first, there's a flag on the play. So let's wait and sort that out. Might be a infraction for illegal use of hands or holding down field. Usually the case on the return team. Jesuit will get either real good field position or pretty good field position. We'll see.
Yeah,
the referee is pointing one way, then he pointed the other. So, but I guess it's on the receiving team. That's my educated guess in these circumstances.
Yeah, typically
Here it
it's a hold or blocking back.
Oh, they're actually signaling against H.L. Bourgeois, which is interesting.
Flag 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. Pretty odd for it to be on the punting team.
Correct.
Yeah, it is. So the ball was fielded at the 45. They're going to penalize them 10 yards post-possession. So Jesuit's going to get it at the H.L. Bourgeois 45. They get the best of both worlds. Get the ball, get the yards on the plus side of the field. With 3:26 to play in the first half, leading 21-6. LaRiviere shotgun. Single setback. Duplessis wants to throw. Heavy pressure off the edge. He's going to go down. And again, the outside rusher just beat the Jesuit defensive tackle and the offensive tackle. Dalton Johnson collects the sack. He's only 5'10", 170. Showed you his speed there.
Yeah, and the Jays are hustling back to the line. They had the crossing route. They had the mesh route down here, and Larson was open in the seam.
Loss of 7, 2nd and 17. Steps up against pressure again. He's going to find room at the 50. LaRiviere now going to be met hard. Bounces off a 1. Gets knocked out of bounds at about the 47 of H.L. Bourgeois, running hard and taking some hard hits.
And coming from that safety spot, was that Diggs again?
Yep.
Small and quick pressure coming from all angles, and sometimes the Jesuit offensive linemen not used to seeing these type of guys coming at them, having a little bit of trouble getting their hands on to make the block. But there, LaRiviere just showing you his ability to ad-lib and make something happen out of nothing.
You got 4 yards. It's 3rd down and 13 at the 48 of H.L. Bourgeois. Man in motion across the formation. LaRiviere. Long count, takes the snap. Rush on again off the edge. He's going to get sacked again. Same man, same result. Beat the tackle for the 2nd straight time. He's just too quick for him. Jesuit's going to have to change that protection scheme. Yeah, they can't handle Dalton Johnson off the edge.
Yeah, and
a flag down as well.
Yeah, they got the flag down there. We'll see what that's all about. But yeah, I agree with you. Definitely have to go ahead. They're rushing 4 here, which is something that I'm sure the Jays are prepared for, especially if we're kind of getting to the downfield passing game here. We've got to be able to protect.
And we wait for a signal with regard to the flag. There's a sack by Dalton Johnson, his 2nd of the series. Illegal shift on Jesuit. That should be declined, right? Oh, there's 2 penalties and holding on Jesuit. And they're going to decline them both because it's 4th down. So big series for Dalton Johnson.
Jesuit came out trying to be aggressive here, taking the extra blockers off the field and trying to get something happen in the passing game by spreading H.L. Bourgeois out. But that clearly plays to their advantage because they're going to come right downhill and try to give you too many numbers and use speed off the edge, which clearly worked for them on that possession.
Well, that was a huge stop for H.L. Bourgeois. They needed that. Down 2 scores here late in the first half. Jesuit in a clear punting situation. It's 4th and 18. Blue Jays at their own 47-yard line. So they're going to have to do something here with regard to giving the ball up. They can't take any chance in this situation. So they run the punt team on, and William Hudlow will handled that. Single receiver deep. Looks like Malachi Duclos this time for H.L. Bourgeois, standing at about his 11-yard line. Low snap, bounced him. Nice pickup by Hudlow. And a beautiful spiral. Punted away. Fair catch on the run. Call for Duclos. Takes it at about the 21 and took a bit of a hit, and that's got to be a flag. It's a right call. He called for a fair catch clearly, and the defender obviously didn't see it, and he hits the return man. That's going to cost Jesuit 15.
Yeah, again, the coach in me is jumping out of my skin right now. You know that's a costly mistake, because the thing that you don't want Bourgeois to do is have any momentum going into the half, right? So the defense has got to step up here. They got to stop them. We got to get off the field. Maybe put it back in the hands of our offense, of the Blue Jays offense, real quick. And because the Jays do not want to give Bourgeois any momentum, so the defense has got to stop them here, because Bourgeois is going to have the ball first in the second half.
Yeah, good field position at the 36-yard line. Third penalty and 30 yards on Jesuit. H.L. Bourgeois at its 36-yard line with 2:14 to play in the half. They have one timeout left, trailing Jesuit 21-6. Rosberg's going all the way at quarterback. Three receivers left, single right. Takes the snap, wants to throw. Rolling left, the left-hander's just going to throw it up, air ball, jump ball, sideline, and to the boundary, and incomplete. No real chance there. Couple of blue shirts around the intended receiver, who was Daquan Diggs, and Jesuit had really good coverage on the play. There's nowhere to fit that one in. It will be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the Jays had really good coverage on that play, and he underthrew the ball. I mean, he gave it everything he had, and the Jays are all over it. Hopefully we get some more pressure on him, and maybe take a chance to get the ball back.
Really good technique by Nick Jacobs there to find the ball from his corner spot, seeing that it hung up in the air, and positioned himself to be able to reach up and knock the ball away.
Yeah, it was a great play by Nick.
2nd and 10. Braves at the 36-yard line. Twin receivers right now, timeout H.L. Bourgeois, so that will be their final timeout. I don't know if that's what they wanted to do in this situation, but felt they had to. Play clock running down, so with 2:06 to play in the half, they'll be out of timeouts. And playing 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line as the sun begins to recede from view in Metairie. The lights will kick in. Good lights here. LEDs at Joe Yenny Stadium. They do a good job at these Jefferson Parish stadiums. Hoss Memphis and Joe Yenny.
I know I've said New Orleans a couple of times. I know you corrected me last time.
It's close enough. New Orleans area. There we go. The other thing you like, they got the beautiful tracks here. They've done a great job with the tracks. And credit to the school boards and councils in this parish for upgrading facilities. They put in handicap seating here. They've covered the press boxes, put air conditioning in. They have a nice turf field, of course.
And they're maintained so well, the field and the track.
Really
and
absolutely.
There's a technique to that
No
you
doubt.
have to figure out, and you have to have people who are diligent.
Oh, no doubt. We always enjoy playing here. Formation to boundary.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line. Prosperi with a trip set right. Single receiver left with isolation on Jacobs. Motion into the formation. Going to run the quarterback follow, and he's not going very far. Prosperi hit, falls forward to about the 38-yard line. Not much room to run there. Schibler again on the stop.
And I anticipate H.L. Bourgeois will keep the ball on the ground again. Jesuit not electing to call one of their 2 timeouts as the clock runs with 1:42 and counting. Again, trying to get to the half, I think, at this point, facing another 3rd and long.
Well, if they throw it here and it's incomplete, they'll stop the clock for Jesuit, which has 2 timeouts. I'm not sure that Coach Washington wants to do that. I think he doesn't want Jesuit to have the ball back.
If it's a pass, it'll be something safe and simple to complete, but I don't think we'll see one as they line up in the pistol here.
3rd and 8, the 38-yard line. Calls for the football. Wanted to hand it off, but they missed connections, and he has to keep it, and he's down after a gain of 1. Now does Jesuit call timeout?
Yeah, now it's a good time. Call timeout. And
hadn't seen them run that formation all day, and there was confusion between the quarterback and the running back.
Running back went one way, quarterback turned the other, and Rosberg just had that very uncomfortable feeling of like, okay, what am I supposed to do here?
Standing flat-footed, holding the ball out to nobody is not a good feeling.
No. Yeah, they just started coming out in the pistol in the past couple of series, and a little miscommunication there.
So it's at the 39, and Jesuit calls its 2nd timeout. So with 1:02 to play in the half, it's 4th down and 7. Punting situation for the Braves. Jesuits had a lot of pressure on their punter, and have gotten their hands on 1 in this game. And no doubt they'll come after this one. And Chase Larson will drop deep to receive it. And once again, it will be Austin Leday punting. He's had a very busy first half. Punting a bunch for HL Bourgeois.
Yeah, if the Jays come after this, though, they got to be careful, right? I mean, you got to be smart. You don't want to have a penalty here. You don't want to have any type of roughing penalty or anything like that. And again, once the punt gets off, let's make sure that we field the punt. Don't let the ball roll. Give us a chance. Give the Jays a chance to score.
Because of the field position,
Absolutely.
which was set up by the personal foul. Maybe if the ball were 15 yards further back, you could be even more aggressive. But here, if you're Jesuit, you want to be careful and maybe give a playmaker and Larson a chance for a return.
Absolutely.
Again, the 10-man front for Jesuit. Again, these snaps have been slow to the punter. There it is again. And he got it off. Short. Fair catch, call for near the 40. Good job by Larson. Jesuit will have a shot with 1:03 to play and one timeout at the 40-yard line. And remember, Jesuit has a kicker with a good leg in Aiden Corbella.
Will the Jays come out with 4 wide receivers, spread the field where they've struggled to block and execute with 1:03 to go? They have just the one timeout. Maybe we see a run or two early on to see if they can pop one and go from there. But there's a lot of trust in Jack Lariviere. And when you have somebody like Larson in particular, that HL Bourgeois is allowed to match up one-on-one quite a bit in the first half, you always have a chance for the big play.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we'll see. They might try to run one here. If not, they'll definitely start to work the sidelines. And then, yeah, with Aiden, it gives them a chance, get some points on the board.
First and 10 at the 40, 1:03 to play in the half. One timeout left. Lariviere in shotgun. Man in motion across the formation. That's Thompson. He slots right. Back to pass Lariviere. Steps up under pressure. He's going to run it. Broke one tackle. Spins away from another, but only gets about 3, and the clock will run as he gets to the 43-yard line.
Credit the pass rush again, because there was a look there for Larson one-on-one down the near sideline, matched up all alone, but the pressure too much and Lariviere playing it safe.
45, 44 seconds, second down and 7 at the 43. Lariviere is going to run a draw play. That's not going to work. The Plessis loses a yard. Now does Jesuit call their last time out? They will have to here.
And they do with 36.9 seconds left.
Well, they actually don't. They didn't call it.
I thought the
Third down. He looked like he was, but he's not. They're going to run the play. Clock's running with 28 seconds. Lariviere wants to throw. Lariviere steps up, going left, looking, buying time, stopping, throwing down the middle, tipped and incomplete. With 20 seconds left, is a good job in the coverage there by Fallon Short, as the pass was intended for Matthew Reeder. And it's 4th down.
Brings up 4th down, 19 seconds left in the half.
Lariviere just 2 for 7 in the first half for 21 yards with an interception and a touchdown. Jesuit has not thrown the ball effectively in this game. 19.8 seconds to play in the half, and Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, who has all the gear you need to enjoy more sports and outdoors, all at prices you'll love. And with curbside pickup available now, it's never been easier to shop the top brands in-store and online at academy.com. Nice punt by Hudlow. He's going to bounce at the 30, 25, still bouncing to the 21-yard line. We'll be down there with 10 seconds left. Would imagine they'll just kneel on it here.
Yeah, I would imagine that they do.
HL Bourgeois getting the ball back with no timeouts, 10.3 seconds left at their own 21-yard line. Not much to do in that particular circumstance.
No.
Both of these teams are going to go in the locker room and talk about what they can do about the respective pass rushes that have really dominated and disrupted the passing game of both clubs so far in the first half. That's really been the story of the half so far, but Jesuit's running game and defensive dominance overall providing the difference after the slow start.
Absolutely. Jesuit's going to go in there at the half and really talk about, the protecting the football, 1, and then, of course, 2, make sure we get the protections in our drop back.
Crosby under center will take a knee here, because he's not been under center the whole game. There he goes, just dropping back and taking a knee, and that will expire the first half here from Joe Yenny Stadium. And with the Jesuit Blue Jays on top of the HL Bourgeois Braves by the score of 21-6 as the teams head to the locker room. Both coaches will have a lot to talk about here, as they want to see something a little bit better than what they've seen in the first half for Jesuit. Overcame a very, very shaky start, and they got themselves a 2-touchdown lead thanks to a defense and opportunistic offense. And HL Bourgeois saying to themselves, boy, we could have had a couple of score lead here in this game, and we didn't take advantage. And they're still in the game, though. So it's a 2-touchdown game at the half, with Jesuit leading HL Bourgeois 21-6. We'll take a timeout here. We'll return with our halftime show in a moment. This is Jesuit football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com.
Attention all parents and grammar school students. Make plans now to attend Jesuit Open House next Wednesday, November 3rd, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Experience a tour of the entire campus at 4133 Bank Street with a guided tour of the facility and to learn more about the admissions process to gain a full understanding of the great history and great future of being part of the Blue Jay tradition. Jesuit Open House, Wednesday, November 3rd, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Visit JesuitNola.org or call 504-486-6631 for more information.
Since 1935, the All-State Sugar Bowl has been a proud New Orleans New Year's Day tradition. Through its annual support of college football and amateur sports, the Sugar Bowl attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors to the state, providing countless opportunities for young people. Resources from these events enable the Sugar Bowl to support education and community programs impacting thousands of New Orleans area teachers and citizens. The All-State Sugar Bowl, proud to host the best of the Big 12 and the SEC in the Superdome on New Year's Day 2022.
Established in 1847 on the corner of Carrollton Avenue between Palmyra and Bank Streets, Jesuit's curriculum develops disciplined habits, stimulating critical thinking, and develops the skills necessary for expression of that thinking. Jesuit strives to instill 5 characteristics in its students, educating young men to be open to growth, intellectually competent, religious, loving, and committed to doing justice with a deep respect for students and their potential. Jesuit challenges students to strive for intellectual, emotional, moral, and physical excellence. Visit JesuitNola.org to discover more on the school that will change your life.
Anytime, anywhere. Smartphone, tune-in radio app. We are 106.1 Nash Icon, WRKN, Picayune, New Orleans.
Halftime here at Joe Yenny Stadium in Metairie, where it's senior night and the Blue Jays lead the Braves of H.L. Bourgeois 21-6. Ken Trahan with you at the half. And Jesuit overcame a very shaky start. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers, and to be up by 2 touchdowns at the half just tells you that they had played good defense and that they were the better side here in the first half. And certainly Ryan Manali has a lot to talk about, and I know Ryan pretty well, and I guarantee he's scolding him pretty good right now, but still have to feel good about being up by 2 scores. 21-6 at halftime. It's a pleasure to welcome a good and great friend, a gentleman and a scholar, and a guy that was an awfully good football player back in the day for Jesuit High School under Ray Coates back in the late 1960s. And, of course, went on to Tulane and played quarterback in fantastic fashion there for Benny Ellender, and then, of course, on to the Denver Broncos where, I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. I didn't look it up. I want to say like 44 picks or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
Something like that. All right. Well, I'm going to look it up anyway.
That's so correct.
So good. It is correct. So good. So good to have my friend Steve Foley in town to visit. Steve, listen, first and foremost, great to see you, my friend, and I know you feel comfortable being around Tulane and Jesuit today, right?
Yeah, I got to watch the Tulane game and watch my freshman roommate, Charlie Hall, get honored as the first black athlete for football. And it was quite an honor for him and John Washington and Robert Johnson and Charles Ennis. And so it was a good day there, although they got beat pretty good. But coming out here and watching Jesuit play, and I get to see my brother Richie, his son Nicholas play, and I was excited to see him as a defensive back, and he looks great. So, and so does Jesuit. Yeah. Although that was a shaky start.
Oh man, I tell you, and I'm not trying to demean the opposition at all, but boy, you do that against a really good team, you're going to be in deep, deep trouble. Fortunately, they were able to overcome it, and that's largely because their defense has really been that good all year long, and it's a team defense. They don't have what you would call great standout individuals. They just play outstanding team defense.
Oh, they hit, and they swarm to the football. It's a team defense, and it's pretty impressive to see.
Jack Lariviere, their quarterback, I know you've heard a lot about him. You've seen him a little bit. He's a really good run-pass guy, pretty good size. Not effective throwing in the first half, but he's thrown it well all season long. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's big. I mean, to me, I was talking to Richie, my brother, and he says, yeah, he's a big guy, and he runs like it, and he's got a good arm. So, you know, as long as they keep him healthy, he'll be fine.
Steve, when you look back at those days at Jesuit, I mean, I saw a lot of those games as a youngster at that time and remember a lot of the names and a lot of the people in that time. And, of course, I remember my friend Ray Coates, who I I love the guy. I just thought he was a great person, and he was a great football player in his own right. You guys were close. You had some good players and some good teams. I remember the one year you had to run into West Jefferson. That wasn't a whole lot of fun. But
yep.
But they were so good. And Pucci Fonseca texts me all the time, by the way. So I remember Darby Usey, that whole bunch over there.
Yeah.
But you had some good teams. I mean, I remember a lot of those guys that were both seniors and underclassmen. Of course, your brothers were there ahead of you and with you and behind you. And then you had, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud about some of those names, Bordelon and Blankenship, and I mean, there were some good players.
Eddie Price.
Eddie Price is still a friend and a great guy. He was a terrific running back. He had some good players.
Oh yeah, we had a few guys that went on to Tulane. Eddie Price, Brian Alexander, Mark Olivari. We had some outstanding football players. Hank Lauricella, Steve Montgomery.
Yeah, Steve was fast.
Gary Bordelon.
Yep.
I mean, those two backs were, Eddie and Gary Bordelon were as fast of a duo as was in the Catholic League.
Yeah, they could really run. And, of course, that league is such a great league after so many years. So much respect for the league and the institutions. And at that time, St. Aloysius was still around with Corey Jesuit. They merged into Brother Martin. Archbishop Rummel was a young school, but boy, they emerged as a real power in the sport. Of course, Holy Cross, a great rival of Jesuit for all these years. St. Augustine joined the league, and it was seamless. And Eddie Flint and Otis Washington did a great job there over time. Archbishop Shaw, like Rummel, came into existence at that time. It's a special league, isn't it?
It is, and it's a lot of great competition. And one of the things that made Tulane pretty good at that time is we got about 40 guys from the Catholic League on that team. And it was great. It was great having all these guys, and we had all the fans that would come see Tulane play because all the families were here in New Orleans, and it was a good time.
That's what you call a loud flute that we're hearing right now.
Yeah, that's pretty shrill in my ear.
That's a pretty powerful flute player there, no doubt about it. You go back to your days at Jesuit. What do you remember most? What was the biggest takeaway you have from your experience at Jesuit High School?
At Jesuit High School, one of the things that I really found fascinating was that I loved the uniforms. You didn't know who was who. And as far as status or anything like that, the uniforms were great. I loved the fact that there were no girls. I loved all-boy high school because there were no cliques. You got to be friends across a much broader spectrum of people.
It's a unique thing in the New Orleans area to have that. And, of course, you have De La Salle that is a co-ed school now, but it wasn't in those days. But by and large, these schools, both the boys and girls schools on the Catholic school side of things in the New Orleans area are all single sex, and I think it does bode well for education.
For education.
I would have been absolutely, positively, beyond the shadow of a doubt, major league distracted. I think I described it in every way I
would have been
could.
right there with you. The distraction would have been too much for me, so it's a good thing. It was a good thing, and I love getting to know the guys in all the different grades, and that you probably wouldn't have gotten to know if there was girls around and you got a little small clique and you kind of stick inside that, but it wasn't like that at Jesuit.
Talk about what you're doing now, Steve. I know you're still in the Denver area, right?
Yeah, still in the Denver area and doing some real estate. I've done real estate most of my life, and that's it. My son's in commercial real estate. He went to Regis Jesuit High School up in Denver. That's where there was no doubt where he was going up there. And I got to coach, volunteer coach at Regis Jesuit up there for 5 years or so, and we had a great time.
And, of course, when being born and raised here, and then Tulane experience was awesome as well. And my mentor in the media business when I first got started was Bruce Miller. And Bruce, of course, was the voice of Green Wave football, and he loved Tulane. I mean, I don't know that anybody bled more green than he did. He got so emotional, and you could tell every time when I listened to him, it's like, oh, brother, when something went wrong. I'll never forget the Georgia Tech game when you're 5-0 or whatever and you get hurt. You would have thought the world ended listening to Bruce that day, as I remember you being described as being down on the turf there in Atlanta, and he liked to have died. But those were some fun times too.
They were. We've had some great media people here. Pete Finney.
Great guy.
Oh, man.
Jesuit guy, too, by the way.
Yeah, and we grew up around him and his family in Gentilly till we moved to Uptown where we were raised, at St. Rita, and then went to Jesuit. So we were around him and his family. Great people, and a lot of great media people here.
Yeah, terrific people over the years.
Including yourself. How do you keep doing this?
I don't know, brother. I've been blessed beyond belief. I have never had to leave my hometown. I've been blessed to do New Orleans Saints broadcast, New Orleans Zephyrs broadcast, and AAA baseball, the 2 arena football teams here, Tulane for television for 15 years, University of New Orleans, Loyola. I do Delgado baseball now, do high school games, and it's been fantastic. My whole family's here, and that's been wonderful. My wife, of course, I love deeply, a Cabrini girl, and daughter a Mount Carmel girl, and son a Rummel young man, and then of course my brothers and my dad and uncle, Jesuit guys, but I mean that personifies New Orleans. It's a truly parochial town, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's all about when people ask you the question, where'd you go to school? And
they mean high school.
I say Loyola, and they say, no, where did you go to school? And I'm like, okay, I got it. But that's truly the case here.
That's what defines you here.
It is. And the rivalries are great. And then you get to college and you realize they're just like you, and you become great friends with them regardless of where they came from. And I'm sure that was the case with you. And of course, the Foley to Foley to Foley connection will always be memorable in the Tulane annals. And, of course, the Jesuit has mentioned the things that you guys were able to accomplish. I still love those old block sleeve uniforms with the white matted helmet there, with the blue on the side. I have that vivid memory etched in my mindset, in my mind's eye, with my dad taking me to games from the time I was as young as it could get. My uncle, in fact, was Jesuit starting quarterback back in 52 and 53. And he had a wonderful experience, too. So I wasn't around yet then, but
I know.
I was getting
I was born in 1953. So
you were there when he was a quarterback, just coming into the world. And
just coming into the world.
You would become a Blue Jay quarterback, and a terrific one at that. Last but not least, what are you doing specifically now in Denver, Steve?
Real estate.
Yeah.
A little bit of development, and it's fun. It's always been fun for me, and it's been good to me.
Family has such great ties. I know you had a cleaning business here for a while, among other things.
Oh, yeah.
And just wonderful. I know you come back and you've got family and friends everywhere.
We got family everywhere. Yep. Friends, we've been blessed.
Well, Steve, it's so good to see you here at the game tonight. I'm going to let you go enjoy the second half. Really appreciate you stopping by. You're a blessing, a man of God, and I'll always appreciate that, because that's first and foremost in my life. And I know how much that means to you. And people of faith, they kind of matriculate to each other, and that's certainly the case with us. Proud to call you friend. Great to see you. And obviously, go enjoy the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Steve. Thank you.
Yep.
And Steve Foley, Jesuit great.
Go Jays.
Great. Go Jays. There you go. With us here at halftime. We'll take a timeout here at halftime. Jesuit 21, HL Bourgeois 6. We'll return after this brief stoppage as we continue with more of Jesuit football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and also at CrescentCitySports.com.
Attention all parents and grammar school students. Make plans now to attend Jesuit Open House next Wednesday, November 3rd, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Experience a tour of the entire campus at 4133 Bank Street with a guided tour of the facility, and to learn more about the admissions process to gain a full understanding of the great history and great future of being part of the Blue Jay tradition. Jesuit Open House, Wednesday, November 3rd, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Visit JesuitNOLA.org or call 504-486-6631 for more information. Family owned and operated by a great local family, Bourgeois Automotive at 3525 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie has the right vehicle at the right price at precisely the right time for you. From outstanding newly designed 2021 Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Chrysler products, Bourgeois Automotive has what you are looking for. Check out our expansive inventory at BourgeoisChryslerJeep.com or call 504-321-4217.
To experience our idea of luxury, visit Bourgeois Volvo on Vets in Metairie or online at BourgeoisVolvo.com today.
I got to tell you, the Ford F-150 and I, well, we're kind of like family. Ford's the #1 selling truck in America for 42 years, and Lamarck's the #1 Ford dealer. So come get your #1 truck from your #1 dealer, Lamarck Ford, where everybody gets remarkable deals and service. And wait till you see what we've done and still doing to the big store in Kenner. We're using local money, not Wall Street money. Visit Lamarck.com for more details. Drive safely, my friends.
#1 claim based on 2018 new Ford vehicle. Retail sales report, Memphis Region Zone E.
Jesuit on top of HL Bourgeois 21-6 at the half. Great to visit with my friend Steve Foley. Now we get a chance to visit for a couple of minutes with the president of Jesuit High School, Father John Brown. And Father, listen, great to have you with us. And listen, it's senior night. It's special. It's been a wonderful football season for a wonderful school, right?
It's a fantastic school. I'm so glad to be part of it. I think we have such supportive parents, supportive alumni, and then these young men who perform so well in all facets of the game. And even that we're watching the band wrap up their halftime performance, and they do a great job as well.
Well, they certainly do. You had to hire a new football coach this year, and you were instrumental in that because the guy you hired is a very close friend of mine, and when he called me about it, and I gave him what I thought was my advice on it and answered a few questions from some of your people, I was ecstatic when you hired Ryan Manali, and I think we're seeing the fruits of that labor right now.
We're pretty happy with our choice. We had a lot of very, very strong candidates. Excellent men that I knew well, and Ryan Manali really stuck out because every question that we gave him, he would always turn it back around to how to help these young men become better men. And I was so impressed with that. I thought, well, I just hope he's a good football coach on top of this.
He's a real good football coach. He just relates to young people well. He can discipline and he can eat them out pretty good when he needs to, but they really like and respect him. He understands where they are at, the culture, and, of course, he's got good kids to work with.
I think you're right, and I think if you pay close attention, you'll see we have a whole lot of upperclassmen that had not played football before who signed up to play this year because of how attractive Coach is.
Jesuit Open House coming up, of course, admissions process as always, and we've got Terry Erson on the broadcast with us tonight. But talk about Open House and what people can expect when they get to Jesuit. I know personal tour guides have been available over the years, and that's still the case.
We feel like our best selling point are the students that we have, and so having tour guides that come right from the student body is really, really helpful. We try to pair them up with young men who might have similar interests, and they get a tour around the school to the parts that they're most interested in, and I think that's going to work well.
And, of course, the school itself. I mean, you talk about a history that dates back to the 1840s and a remarkable success rate academically. There's a lot to sell there, so you feel very confident that when they visit, they're going to like what they see.
Absolutely. I think everybody knows that Jesuit is extremely strong academically. I think sometimes they wonder how can guys perform this well without, just knocking themselves out in the books. And they really do work hard, but on top of that, they have a lot of fun, too.
One of the perceptions, or maybe I should say misconceptions, is that some people or some families might feel, oh, it's too hard, I don't want to take a shot at that, and may go somewhere else. And let's first of all say there's a lot of really good schools in our metropolitan area, in particular in this league that exists, and the camaraderie amongst these schools. And I know about it firsthand with my own experiences. But from the standpoint of that, it is a little bit of a misconception. If you have ability and you're willing to work, you can make it, and make it just fine at Jesuit.
I think that's true. And I think a lot of times young men are wondering, where will I like it the most for the next 5 years? And I think that's a great question, but I think just as important is how much will I like myself when I graduate, right? What kind of man will I be when I graduate? And so we work real hard to help these young men become the men that they were made to be.
I just think that there's three aspects. There's academics, there's social, and there's spiritual. If you have all three, you're going to love your experience in high school. If you have two, it will be pretty good. If you have less than two, you're probably in the wrong place. But there's a lot of good choices here, and there's personalities in all of these excellent parochial schools we have. I think it's one of the shining lights of New Orleans and the metropolitan area is the excellent private parochial schools that we have in this area. Jesuit obviously is paramount amongst those.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. We always say that we want these young men to pick the very best school for them. We feel like Jesuit is a strong contender for the best school for a lot of the best young men in town.
And John, as you move forward with this school year, what do you see happening? What's happening with school right now? What do you really like about what you've seen. I know you like pretty much everything at this point.
I do. Things are really good at Jesuit right now. It's hard not to brag about all the accomplishments that we have, and I'm especially proud of our academic accomplishments post, this Corona interruption, we'll call it. With you would expect that scores would go down. You'd expect these young men to be struggling just to keep up, and that's just not true. We found that our young men and our teachers really came through, working especially hard to make sure the young men didn't miss out on their education during these times, and so I'm very, very proud of that.
Very good leadership, Mr. Kearney, and good man. Of course, Father Brown, outstanding man and doing a great job with an outstanding institution, and happy to have Jesuit on CrescentCitySports.com and 106.1 FM here tonight, leading 21-6 at the half over HL Bourgeois. Father Brown, thank you for coming by. Thank you for all you do. Keep up the great work here.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. God bless. All right, that's Father John Brown, Jesuit High School at the half, 21-6. Blue Jays on top. Terry Erson and Jude Young will rejoin me here momentarily. Tell you all about first half numbers and get you ready for the start of the second half. So let's tell you all about what's happened in the first half. 21-6 Blue Jays on top. Here are the stats from the first half. First downs, Jesuit with 9, HL Bourgeois with 2. Rushing yards, Jesuit with 104, HL Bourgeois -1. Passing yards, Jesuit 21, HL Bourgeois 11. So total yards, Jesuit 125, HL Bourgeois with 10. Penalty department, 3 for 30 yards for the Blue Jays, 4 for 35 yards for the Braves. Sacks, HL Bourgeois with a pair, and Jesuit with 1. And in the turnover department, Jesuit with 3, HL Bourgeois with 2. It adds up to a 21-6 lead for Jesuit at the half. Okay, Terry, so tell us what you thought you saw in the first half and what you think we'll see in the second half.
Yeah, I think that what we'll end up seeing, at least from the Jays, I think they're gonna really come back, try to establish a run. Well, first, Bourgeois is gonna try to come out and get something started. I think they'll have something interesting, maybe motion, come out formation of the boundary and do something a little bit different. And then the Jays got to stop them. Then hopefully we get the ball. We're going to establish the run and, use our big linemen to do what they've been doing successfully, right, in terms of running the ball. I think the difference right now is for Jesuit at least, they're definitely walking there in the locker room, and they talked about those protecting the football, right? Those 3 turnovers that early on that were costly, but didn't really cost us on the scoreboard, right? But I would say that, again, it's one of those things. You've got to overcome adversity. The Jays did. They came back in, reestablished the run, got chunks of yardage on the ground, was able to wear out that Braves defense, and then obviously the Jays have a little bit of protection issues on their drop back passing game. So. Yeah,
and it's hard to see HL Bourgeois sustaining drives against the Blue Jays and the way the defense is playing and just how the matchup works out. So what you're talking about, Terry, it's a situation where Jesuit can try to work on these issues in the first half, even though they can really go with power like we saw and move the ball down the field, control the clock, and they're already playing with a 15-point lead. So it's going to be interesting to see the balance, decision-making, because this is your last chance to perhaps tinker with things live in games before you talk about playing Rummel next week and then going into the postseason.
That's right. The coach in me never wants to talk about the future, but the analyst in me now, sure. I'm able to do that, right? So you're able to think about the future. So Jesuit definitely needs to finish this game strong and have a really strong second half, knowing that there's going to be a very tough Rummel team, waiting next week. And the Jays got to really shore up all these things, protecting the football, making sure our protections. We've got to be able to drop back and pass, and when we're able to do it, we're electric. We're able to get the ball to Jace, do some things.
Sorry for those that missed it earlier today here at Joe Yanni Stadium. John Curtis Christian defeated Archbishop Rummel 34-20. In a game that Curtis had a pretty sizable lead in, but made some mistakes, and Rummel got closer. But it was kind of a weird game. You can read the story at CrescentCitySports.com. Rummel had 4 times in the red zone and got 0 points in the game and lost by 14, even though they were outclassed. They had every shot, but just didn't execute. And John Curtis, on the other hand, lost 4 fumbles. So it wasn't really a good performance by either team in that game. But Rummel, a very young team with injuries, but they'll show up to play Jesuit well next week, and Jesuit finally has a chance to break that streak. They haven't beaten them since 2014, much like they hadn't beaten John Curtis since 2014. They got over that hump 2 weeks ago, and now a chance to clear another hurdle. And as I mentioned, if they win this game, they got a chance to go undefeated, win the Catholic League Championship, and get a bye by being at the worst the 3rd seed. So much on the line here.
And you really wonder how much that affects the kids thinking about the type of history they can make, stopping streaks, competing for a state championship, and then you have to, because of an uneven district, throw in a non-district matchup like this in week 9. It's senior night, plans later. I asked Ryan about that last night, and he said, we don't worry about that. We keep our kids focused during the week. But all those little things can have an effect. A 5 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday that isn't a league game in this beautiful fall weather late in October, boy, that can have an effect on the kids. You have to remember, there's still kids out there, and sometimes those distractions can play a role.
Yeah, I was just talking about that with somebody just a few minutes ago. Is just that, right? All the distractions are coming into this. And I know Coach Manali's told them, hey, look, one game at a time, one play at a time. We gotta handle our business against Bourgeois. I know that. But all those distractions, all those things definitely play a part, especially with Rummel looming on the horizon and just what's at stake. That's always in the back of their minds.
And we've been talking about these young linebackers. They're getting their opportunity to play in a big varsity game, and they're focused, and they've probably been the best players on the field today.
They really have. Brayton Helm, a young D lineman, and, of course, those young linebackers that we've been talking about all game.
Here's the kickoff to start the second half. It's going to bounce out of bounds, and that's going to give H.L. Bourgeois good field position as Robello kicked it toward the sideline. And as a result, H.L. Bourgeois will start the second half in good shape up around the 35-yard line. So that's how the second half gets underway. 21-6 Jesuit on top of H.L. Bourgeois. Great to visit with Father John Brown and with Steve Foley, who's a old and dear friend of mine. I don't want to use the word old. He sure doesn't look old, I'll tell you that.
No way. It's always great to see Steve Foley and have him around here and talk. It's always great, always inspiring.
Well, I've been friends with the family since I was very young, and my older brother, very good friends, he was at Jesuit at the time. That the Foleys were there, and great to visit with my great friend. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Braves. Nightfall's arrived here in Metairie. Prospery's gone all the way at quarterback. Takes the snap, wanted to run a handoff, but again, miscommunication, so he keeps it, and he makes something good out of it with speed as he crosses the 40 and gets out near the first down at about the 46-yard line. Again, misconnection, and he made something happen.
Yeah, I think that was probably the largest game of the night right there. And, it was a good play and a missed tackle, and he got to the perimeter. It's what they want to do.
Sometimes a broken play can be your best play because it throws everybody off based on where the blocking's going, and the quarterback just ad-libbing and finding space to run.
Oh, you heard the stats I gave at halftime. They had minus 1 yard rushing in the first half. Well, now they've got 10 yards rushing. That's an 11-yard gain and a first down at the 46 for the Braves. Bunch formation left. They put a man in motion. Going to run it across the formation right. Cutback play Diggs. Nice hard run. And he battles out near the 49-yard line. He got 3 yards out of very little there, did DeJuan Diggs.
Yeah, so they caught the Jays over pursuing just a little bit. He cut it back, found a little window, and was quickly gobbled up.
They haven't gotten big yardage on these plays between the tackles, these delays, these quick counters, but at least they've gotten positive plays. So I think the Braves are going to forego the perimeter running game and maybe stick to this.
That's right.
8 carries, minus 6 yards for Diggs in the game. 2nd and 7 at the 49-yard line. Pistol formation, bunch formation right. And now a quarterback draw is open at the 50, 45. Prospery, big hit, but he gets the first down as he gets to about the 37-yard line, and that's going to be flags all over the place for posing by a Jesuit defender. Last thing you want to do there will be 15 more added on to a first down run of 11 yards.
Yeah, you definitely you don't want to give this team any life. Okay. Yeah. Jesuit comes out, they show a 6-man box, pull the linebacker out. It's a great play by them. Just get up, make the tackle, get back to the hole.
Yeah, I know you're excited about making a play. Maybe you watch a little bit too much television there. I don't know. But don't want to show up a defender. That's going to draw a flag right away on this level.
And that leads to an immediate substitution. The Jesuit sideline not happy about that. So Caleb Tolbert will come in at the safety spot. Again, there's no question that he's a good player and a hard hitter, but Will Graham needs to be smarter than that.
Absolutely.
And he will be. Gain of 15, 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line of the Blue Jays. Good start for H.L. Bourgeois here in the second half. Quickly into Jesuit territory. Prospery's going to fake it, keep it. 25, another good run. Boy, this is all about the quarterback running it himself and with success. So they've made that adjustment. Again, Diggs has got minus yardage rushing, but Prospery running well as he picks up 5 more.
Yeah, now you see, again, them fake it to the perimeter here, pulling the ball late, seeing the window and taking advantage of these young linebackers.
And Prospery doesn't panic on those plays. He pauses momentarily and picks his spot small and quick and gets the yardage that's there.
No, it's good reads by him right now.
2nd and 5 at the 23. takes the snap, fakes it, wants to throw it. Prospery heaving it deep, end zone, corner man there, caught, touchdown. Prospery heaves it, and a score from 23 yards out. The catch made by Tyrese Stark, and H.L. Bourgeois has made this a one-score game if they make the extra point.
Yeah, Bourgeois found that corner route that the Jays have been trying to hit past couple of times. So, yeah, the Jays were in the good over-under coverage. The corner just got turned around, couldn't track the ball. Safety's over the top. I mean, you played it, you had people there. You just have to play the football.
Extra point attempt from their fine kicker, Austin Leday. Snap spot. Leday has it up, hits it high, hits it well, and hits it through. Time out on the field, 9:50 to play in the third. It's now Jesuit 21, H.L. Bourgeois 13. Back in a moment with Jesuit football on 106.1 FM, Nash Icon, and at CrescentCitySports.com.
Life Resources Ministries exists for showing men the way, building men to spiritual maturity, and preparing God's people for service. Life Resources Ministries has Bible studies in person and via Skype throughout the metro area, along with outreaches weekly on Wednesdays at Piccadilly Cafeteria on Clearview Parkway in Metairie. There are business forums and fellowship meetings as well. Life Resources also puts on major outreach prayer breakfasts with national speakers up to 4 to 5 times per year. Visit us online at liferesources.net. Life Resources Ministries, leaders investing for eternity. Top service, locally owned, outstanding deals, conveniently located, professionals motivated to sell where the customer comes first. That describes the experience at Premier Automotive Group, where you'll find the best prices anywhere on Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia. Premier Automotive offers a warranty for life on its vehicles and a money-back guarantee. Visit my friend Troy Duhon at one of his outstanding dealerships, Toyota of New Orleans, Premier Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat, Premier Honda in New Orleans, Premier Nissan in Metairie, and Premier Kia in Kenner.
Anytime, anywhere. Smartphone, tune-in radio app. We are 106.1 Nash Icon, WRKM, Picayune, New Orleans.
Kickoff is returned up to the 21-yard line, and a huge hit applied by H.L. Bourgeois on the kickoff, and they're gaining momentum to start the second half. Blue Jays will start from their own 21. And he didn't answer here as H.L. Bourgeois is pulled within a score at 21-13. They went 65 yards. And it took 5 plays and only 2 minutes and 10 seconds for the score. Jesuit starts at its 21. With 9:41 to play in the third, leading 21-13. They're going to run it right with Duplessis. Now looks for the cutback, but he's engulfed. Good defensive pursuit on the backside. Will net Duplessis maybe 2 on the play.
Again, another low snap.
Yep.
Say that 5 times fast.
Right. Great job by Lariviere.
Second and a long 8 at the 23. Low snap again. Picked up off the turf. Hand off to Duplessis. Broke a tackle. Fights forward and picks up about 7. It'll be a yard short. But another snap into the turf. And these snaps have been a continuing issue all night.
Yeah, I mean, they disrupt timing. Again, it just creates a little bit more anxiety. Jack's doing a pretty good job of getting it to the running back.
3rd and 1. Give it to Duplessis running right. He's got the first down and more. 35-40 and a first down. Blue Jays on another good run by Duplessis. He's been their primary man tonight.
You know what I like about Duplessis as a runner? He is upright, has vision, and moves laterally really well, and he picks and chooses his spots as a big runner who can also put his head down and run over people.
Nearing 100 yards, he runs left. He's going to get to 100 right here as he picks up 5 more, puts him at 101 on the game as Duplessis continues to carry the mail.
And, Coach, when you talk to running backs, you want them to square their shoulders like he does and just get upfield. Use your cuts wisely, but run with power.
Absolutely. Run with power and fall forward.
2nd and 5. Reinhardt gets it. First down and more. Bowls his way all the way down to the H.L. Bourgeois 40-yard line. He has 15 yards. First down, Blue Jays.
Great run by Harry Reinhardt right there. Again, the Jays are trying to wear him down. They're doing a pretty good job. They call timeout here.
Yeah, H.L. Bourgeois trying to get a sub on the field. They had too many men on the field. They had to call timeout or a flag would have resulted. And Jesuit going fast has really created some issues for them.
Yeah, so the answer for the Braves in this, and this is what Jesuit need to do, right? We talked about this at halftime. Jesuit needs to come back out, reestablish the run, just pound the ball, wear them out, and then the Braves' answer right now is to put 5 hands on the ground and rush an extra guy. So they're bringing 6, and they're trying to fill those gaps real fast. We're taking advantage of the cutbacks. They're still rushing upfield, so we're able to get the down kicks and get to the second level real fast.
whatever the plans might have been coming out of the locker room with H.L. Bourgeois making it a one-score game on their first possession. If you're Jesuit, you're doing the logical thing. Go with what worked best in the first half and keep coming with it. And it's that power running game with the extra blockers and playing quickly from snap to snap.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just, again, wear this team out. A nice, methodical drive down the field. Come away with some points.
And the defense really picked up the offense in the first half on several occasions. Now's the opportunity for the offense to return the favor in kind.
Absolutely.
So out of the timeout, the first by H.L. Bourgeois leaves them with 2. Here come the Blue Jays back on the field offensively. With 8:11 to play in the third. Jesuit up 21-13, first and 10 of the H.L. Bourgeois 40-yard line. 2 up backs. Going to run power with Reinhardt. Has a hole again at the 35. Battling forward to about the 34. Again, not getting contact until he's 2 or 3 yards up the field. They're blocking well.
Yeah, they're blocking really well tonight. We've got to sustain this drive.
6 yards, 2nd and 4 at the 34. Quick snap. Give it to Reinhardt going right. Nice cut. First down. He's at the 25. He's inside the 25. He's down to about the 24-yard line. Picks up 10 more and another Blue Jay first down.
First down.
Another change at running back. 3 carries to Plus's Reinhardt. Now an opportunity for Parker to continue the lead.
Parker gets it running right. Parker cuts in. Nice cut. Cross the 20. He battles all the way down near the 15. Another really good run on first down. A gain of 8.
The surge is getting better and better with each snap, and you can see H.L. Bourgeois on their heels here defensively.
2nd and 2 at the 16. No huddle again. Parker, the running back. He'll get it again. Inside, first down and more. He's at the 10. He's down to about inside the 10. They're going to mark it right at the 10, it appears. So he picks up 6 on the first down. And again, just holes galore here.
Absolutely. The Braves, they don't really have an answer right now. You can tell they're tired, hands on their hips.
Quick snap. Give it to Parker. Looks for the cutback. Dives into the pile. Picks up about 3 on a first and goal from the 10. Gets 3 to about the 7.
Terry, those 2 up-back blockers are really sealing the edges. They're blocking outside and helping the tackles with those speedy edge rushers for H.L. Bourgeois, and that's leading to a lot of holes here on this drive.
Absolutely, creating a lot of cutback lanes and just initial holes in general.
2nd and goal. Give to Parker running right. Cuts in at the 5. Broke a tackle. 4, 3, 2, 1. And tackled at about the 1-yard line. He was determined to get to the end zone, and he almost was able to accomplish that. Quan Harris held on for dear life, brought him down to the 1.
And we'll see what they dial up here.
3rd and goal at the 1. Certainly 2-down territory here if needed. Snap it. Low snap. It's on the ground and picked up. Wow. Another botch snap really cost Jesuit here as the botch play loses 5 yards, and now you got a decision. I got to think you kick it here up by 8, right?
Sure, from the 5 and get a 2-score lead again. That's a logical decision, and here comes the kicking team for the Blue Jays.
Boy, that hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Chance to take control, and again, these snaps, they're going to have to work on that dramatically moving forward against really good competition.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a major problem.
And right now for Jesuit, it's just about maintaining your poise. Just keep playing, keep doing what you're doing. Defense come out and make a good stop, but we got to get points.
Angle right here, 23 yards for Corbello out of the hold of LaRiviere, and they're offsides.
They're offsides.
H.L. Bourgeois in the backfield, and now does Ryan Manali think about it because this will put the ball at the 3. I still think you kick it.
It's a tougher decision here because if you fail to get it, you've got them pinned back deep in their own territory. It's around the 3, maybe inside of 3, and you know what? The offense is huddling, and here they come back on the field.
Well, again, I understand it.
You got to trust your defense here, knowing, look, if you don't get it, at least you've got them pinned back, and they've been able to penetrate, so maybe they can create something defensively. But the positive thought here is you think LaRiviere and whatever running back you put out there with him can get the job done with the power running game.
Well, the problem is you got to get the snap right first, and that's been a massive problem. In shotgun, LaRiviere lines up. He's got an empty backfield, 2 slot men in front of him to block. Man in motion across the formation. LaRiviere keeps he'll score easily. Touchdown, Jesuit. Well, they used the influence with the speed sweep look to the left. He went right, and he had 3 blue shirts out in front and goes in untouched. Good call by Manali, and Jesuit leads it 27-13.
No, it's a really good play, and you can kind of see that coming. You drew comparisons to Taysom Hill earlier before the game, and that's exactly what Jack LaRiviere brings, right? That ability.
It was a power formation to the left. You run the fly sweep fake to them. All the defense surging to their right. Easy run with the cutback the other way.
Snap, kick by Corbello is up, and it is good. 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. We'll keep it right here. 28-13, Jesuit on top. Very impressive reaction by Jesuit to the H.L. Bourgeois score.
Yeah, to come away with a touchdown and an extra point at the end of that is much better than a field goal. And that's, again, that's exactly what they needed to do. It wasn't pretty. It's exactly what they needed to do, and they got it done.
Lerivier's 7th touchdown on the season on the ground. And you trust him so much in that range. It's a big difference between outside the 5-yard line and when you're that much closer, when you've got an offense that's so good at converting in those situations and a quarterback who's so dangerous with his legs.
Yeah, I mean, you can get at least 3 yards a carry. You can get in the end zone there. It's funny because Jack's so used to, it almost looked like he was looking for somebody to run over.
Right.
He got through so clean that he wasn't used to that.
When you trust your defense, you can take a risk like that too.
Absolutely. So it's a great call. It's the right call.
Corbello to kick it off. Long approach. And he hits a short pop-up kick and no fair catch and caught by H.L. Bourgeois in heavy duress. I can't believe they're not calling fair catches. But this is caught by Drake Dubois, and he's able to get it up to the 49. Well, that gives H.L. Bourgeois great field position.
Yeah, it does. You talk about trusting your defense.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're just talking about that, right? When you sky kick right there in that scenario, you put it right there, you definitely do. And that guy trusting his own skills to not make a fair catch call, he actually falls forward for a couple of yards.
Perfectly executed by the kicker, too, just past the 10-yard mark, and that ball was up for grabs. It could have easily been Jesuit football.
It's a great kick.
Instead, great field position for the Braves.
All right.
At their 49 with 4:52 to play in the third, 28-13 Jesuit. Prosperi has been running it well. He's going to keep it running left. Obviously, they adjusted this at halftime. It's paid off, but not this time. But now another flag, likely on Jesuit, for a little bit too much salt on the hit. Boy, a nice play defensively by Jack Roniger.
Yeah, it was a face mask on Roniger.
Yep.
He put his hand right there at the very end. It was a good play by him, but again, you got to keep those hands down and finish properly.
Terry, how tough is film study going to be for the Blue Jays coming up the next couple days?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be, as well it should be, right? So, the thing is you want to definitely, in instances like that, there's a lot of things to learn from. And going into the future, to next week's game, they have a lot to see and a lot to do.
Just like that, a first down of the Jesuit 36. And with that short field to work with, H.L. Bourgeois in good shape again, trailing 28-13 here in the third quarter. Prosperi, shotgun, snap, takes it, fakes it, going to run the reverse. Jesuit has it defensed well, fighting his way forward for about a yard on the play, on the wing T look play, as I like to call it, Tyree Stark.
Yeah, you had almost like what was going to come out to be one of those buck sweeps or some type of cross buck, and the Jays played it really well on the backside. They cut back and did a great job, didn't over pursue. And that's exactly what you want.
Right, Andrew Besh, left defensive end, stayed home and didn't allow that to be a big play. That's good disciplined football.
Absolutely, great play by Besh.
2nd and 8 on the gain of 2 at the 34-yard line of Jesuit. Bunch formation, 3 receivers right, single left. Prosperi, shotgun, takes the snap, looking left, still looking, stopping, throwing, and just throws it away. Jesuit had the receiver bracketed double coverage as they wanted Diggs on the play, Daquan Diggs, but Jesuit had 2 defenders sitting there waiting for him and right on him, including Wyatt Meir, along with Nick Jacobs.
Prosperi's an impressive quarterback as far as his decision-making, dealing with broken plays, deciding when to keep and run the ball, and passing it when he's had the opportunities. He's made good decisions as well.
Yeah, he's made some really good decisions. You can tell, and he's made some plays out of things that weren't there. There's just some miscommunication there. If they get their communication right, they might be able to put together some plays here.
And this game is lack passing. Prosperi 2 for 6, 11 yards. Lariviere 2 for 7, 21 yards. And now whistles blow, and another timeout, H.L. Bourgeois. Boy, they burned a lot of these early, both in the first half and in the second half. They're down to 1 already in the game with 3:41 to play in the third quarter with a 28-13 Jesuit lead.
You hate to use those on offense in the second half of a game that you're trailing. Those are timeouts you're going to need if you're going to try to get back in it, and they're already down to 1 with 3:41 left in the quarter.
Yeah, no doubt. You never want to use your timeouts this early, and for whatever reason, again. But we talk about there's obviously some miscommunication going on over there, and they're trying to get it right.
Nightfall has descended here at Joe Yenny Stadium, and the wind has calmed down even more. The American flag in the right-hand end zone is dead, so the wind not really a factor at this point. It's an absolutely gorgeous night for football.
It's a gorgeous night in Metairie.
In Metairie.
In Jefferson Parish.
On the campus of East Jefferson High School, our good friends here.
That's right, at Yenny Stadium. Great venue. Great night for football anywhere.
A lot of blue and white in this building as a result of those three entities.
3rd and 8 at the 34-yard line. Pistol formation, motion left, and the running back move. That's got to be a flag, and it is. So Diggs came forward prematurely after the other man motioned. So that'll cost H.L. Bourgeois 5 yards for the false start.
Yeah, try to see what they're setting up there. It looks like they're trying to set up the motion out with the smash corner concept. Maybe try to hit that corner out again.
It looked like Diggs was in a hurry to try to block on the right-hand edge there. He was going to be matched up one-on-one with Besh, a much bigger defensive end, so an interesting blocking scheme. I think Prosperi was probably going to move to the left to run away from that situation to set up the pass.
So it is 3rd down and 13 as a result of the penalty from the 39. Prosperi wants to throw, looking, flips it out left, and a traffic leaping catch made well short of a first down, about the 34-yard line, as the receiver went up high and lost his helmet in the process, and he'll have to come off the field, and that was 31, Sharon Thompson. So Prosperi hits him for 5 yards. It's 4th down, though. 4th down and about 7 yards to go.
I say Prosperi, for one thing about him, he throws a catchable football. He has no problem putting air onto the ball and trusting his receivers to go up and get it.
Absolutely. And that was a great catch by that young man. Brought down by Mir. That's a big kid.
4th down and 7. Back to pass. Heavy pressure. Rolling left Prosperi. Under duress. He just throws it up. That's going to be caught out of bounds. It won't matter. And it goes incomplete. And Jesuit gets a stop as Prosperi took a big hit. In the process, paid a price to heave that one as Braden Helm tagged him legally. Jesuit will get the ball back.
Yeah, it looks like Braden might be getting a little bit of earful there on the sideline too, to make sure we're playing smart here. You know, you don't want to have any bad penalties at this point. Let's see what the Jays can do.
Jesuit gets the ball at its 34-yard line with 2:59 to play in the 3rd quarter, leading 28-13. Shotgun, quick snap, run it right. Got a block on the edge, beautiful block. Across the 40 and out to the 41 goes Reinhardt. Boy, that was an impressive drive block by Joshua Baralt.
Yeah, impressive block there. Again, another impressive run by Reinhardt. And the Jays, as they come to the line again.
7, 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 41. Snap it. Going to run it inside with Reinhardt. He's hit immediately this time and dropped. After a gain of about a yard. Good defense this time by H.L. Bourgeois.
There's some overcommitment going on here to the running back on these plays, so we're going to see LaRiviere pull it and keep it at some point and have some room to run. Not sure if that'll happen here on 3rd down, but 3rd and 2, your options are open.
Absolutely.
From the 42-yard line, 3rd down and 2 yards to go. LaRiviere with receivers to either side, twins left, motion across the formation. Left by Larson. Low snap again, hands it off, and nowhere to go. Jesuit may have to punt. Again, the snap kind of botches everything. And this is a major problem for Jesuit to correct moving forward.
It does, and that was the first time that the Jays came out with the tight end in motion from single width all the way to trips to the field. And again, the Braves just sat there. Right? The Braves sat there, and they were able to make a play.
Jays keeping the offense on the field.
Yeah, they are right now, and that's kind of a surprise. Up 28-13. They've got a semblance of control, but looking like they want more. Play clock to 10, 4th and 2. They'll go for it at their own 42. Interesting decision if they snap it.
If they snap it.
Play clock to 5, and they're not going to snap it. No, they are.
Nope, they are.
They run it and keep it. LaRivier's trying to get the edge, and he is close. I don't know. He needed the 44. They're not going to give it to him, or are they? They haven't put the ball down yet. He needed the 44, and they're going to put it down at the 44, but they're going to say first down. Wow, that was close. Looking at the marker across the field, I'm surprised no measurement.
Well, the ball placed right at the 44-yard line on the sideline. Now it's a little behind it now, but that was right even with the sticks.
Yeah, I was surprised that there was no measurement, but here we go. That's
first
football.
and 10 at the 44. LaRiviere fought to make that one, and he retreats to throw here. He's going to look
they
deep.
Got the corner out.
He's got the man wide open, and he missed him. Wide open on the play was Jack Lowe on the post corner. Beat his man badly, but the throw misses. Just not a particularly good day throwing the ball for Jack today. He's a lot better than this.
Yeah, so that was the setup. See the Jays, they motion into single width. So he had single width down here. They motion into trips. Set it up, run, smash corner. Again, miss on that corner route. Got to hit him. Hit him, it's a touchdown.
Just 2 for 8 for 21 yards with a touchdown and an interception now. 2nd and 10 at the 44. Minute to play in the third. Going to run it inside. Cutting back, Parker crosses midfield. So he picks up about 6. It will be 3rd and 4.
This formation works when they have the 2 blockers right behind the offensive line to each side of the center. They've been able to get what they want in the
Quick snap, 3rd and 4. Run Parker. Parker with a cut to the outside. Gets the first down as he gets to the 45. He's a talented young player. Give him the 44. 6 more for Parker.
Yeah, very talented young player, Jasper is, and we expect a lot of good things out of him in the future. He gets to the perimeter. He's got some speed now. He can go.
Gain of 6, first down to the 44 of HL Bourgeois. Clock down to 25 seconds and counting in the third quarter. Might be the last play of the quarter. Parker still the running back. LaRiviere will give it to him running left. He gets to the edge. He's at the 40 and tripped up and down at about the 39 on what was the last play of the third quarter. So as we tick it down to the end of the third quarter, Jesuit continues to lead HL Bourgeois by the score of 28-13. We'll take the break. Back with our fourth quarter in a moment. This is Jesuit Football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com.
Since 1935, the All-State Sugar Bowl has been a proud New Orleans New Year's Day tradition. Through its annual support of college football and amateur sports, the Sugar Bowl attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors to the state, providing countless opportunities for young people. Resources from these events enable the Sugar Bowl to support education and community programs impacting thousands of New Orleans area teachers and citizens. The All-State Sugar Bowl, proud to host the best of the Big 12 and the SEC in the Superdome on New Year's Day 2022.
Established in 1847 on the corner of Carrollton Avenue between Palmyra and Bank Streets, Jesuit's curriculum develops disciplined habits, stimulating critical thinking, and develops the skills necessary for expression of that thinking. Jesuit strives to instill 5 characteristics in its students, educating young men to be open to growth, intellectually competent, religious, loving, and committed to doing justice with a deep respect for students and their potential. Jesuit challenges students to strive for intellectual, emotional, moral, and physical excellence. Visit JesuitNola.org to discover more on the school that will change your life.
Anytime, anywhere. Smartphone, tune-in radio app. We are 106.1 Nash Icon, WRKN, Picayune, New Orleans.
Fourth quarter set to begin here at Joe Yenny Stadium, where Jesuit leads HL Bourgeois 28-13. Rudy Dixon producing in studio. Chip and Matt Merritt taking care of business here. Crescent City Sports Prep Football brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 35 years. Transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. Fourth quarter begins. 2nd down and 6 for Jesuit at the HL Bourgeois 40-yard line. Jesuit goes with the 2 up backs, power formation. Reinhardt, the running back now with LaRiviere and shotgun. Gonna fake it. He wants to throw it. He's got a man open deep. He harrows it down the field, and it is caught on the money. Touchdown, Jace Larson, 40 yards. Jesuit opens this thing up. It's now 34-13. Larson popped open. LaRiviere, a beautiful spiral. Defender trying to recover. Ball on the money. Larson the catch and the score.
No, it's a great job, man. I mean, they set it up. They had it. Jace versus that guy in a one-on-one with the play action. They set it up. It worked perfectly.
great part of the field to take a shot between the 40s, and LaRiviere really needed that as a confidence builder. Slightly underthrown, but catchable because your receiver's open. He finally adjusted.
Absolutely.
Aiden Corbello for the point after. He has it up, and he has it good. Time out on the field, 11:47 to play. It's now Jesuit leading HL Bourgeois as they increase their lead here, 35-13. We'll take a timeout. Back in a moment here on CrescentCitySports.com and through Nash Icon 106.1 FM.
Attention all parents and grammar school students. Make plans now to attend Jesuit Open House next Wednesday, November 3rd, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Experience a tour of the entire campus at 4133 Bank Street with a guided tour of the facility and to learn more about the admissions process to gain a full understanding of the great history and great future of being part of the Blue Jay tradition. Jesuit Open House, Wednesday, November 3rd, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Visit JesuitNola.org or call 504-486-6631 for more information.
I'm telling him.
Since 1935, the Allstate Sugar Bowl has been a proud New Orleans New Year's Day tradition. Through its annual support of college football and amateur sports, the Sugar Bowl attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors to the state, providing countless opportunities for young people. Resources from these events enable the Sugar Bowl to support education and community programs impacting thousands of New Orleans area teachers and citizens. The Allstate Sugar Bowl, proud to host the best of the Big 12 and the SEC in the Superdome on New Year's Day 2022.
Kickoff sails into the end zone, a touchback by Corbello. Jesuit leads at 35-13, 11:47 to play. Jesuit drove 9 plays, 66 yards, took 3:12 off the clock, a 40-yard pass for a score from Jack LaRiviere to Jace Larson to make it 35-13.
Key play on that drive, having the guts in your own territory to go for it on 4th and 2 from your 42. LaRiviere got just enough, and then with the big pass comes up with the touchdown.
Prosperi takes the snap, gives it to Diggs straight ahead. He's picked up and ripped down. Nicely done. So Diggs absolutely nowhere to go in the arms of Jack Roniger.
Yeah, it was a great job on the front right there. I think you had Roniger in there. I think you had Chris Jackson in there. Now it's a good play.
Loss of 1. 2nd and 11 at the 19 for HL Bourgeois. Best success they've had is running the quarterback, Prosperi, here in the second half. He's in shotgun with twin receivers right, single left, Diggs slotted left, takes the snap, wants to throw, has time, he's going to gun it, jump ball coming, it's intercepted at the 39. Graham at the 35, he's at the 30, to the 25 and down, and a flag comes down, maybe a face mask, we'll see, but pass intercepted by Will Graham, ball hung up forever. And Graham kind of with almost a fair catch.
Yeah, almost it looked like that, didn't he? So yeah, Prosperi drops back. He got a little bit of pressure, stepped up, and just didn't have the arm.
Penalties on Jesuit, but it's after the interception.
Yeah, I thought maybe
illegal block in the back has to be.
Tough throw to ask the quarterback to make to the wide side of the field there, and he didn't come anywhere close to getting it to his intended receiver and doing what he needed to do. Graham playing center field and reacting to the football.
Yeah, always throwing back to the wide side. Again, Prosperi's arm, he's got a strong arm, but it wasn't strong enough there.
Again, in high school, it's spot fouls, which I can't stand. Ball goes back to the 40-yard line. It's like a 20-yard penalty in retrospect, right. But again, spot fouls, not for me. 1st and 10 at the 40. Going to run it left. Parker shook a tackle, then takes a hard hit and goes down at the 38. And the reason I say that is because it's just enormous to overcome for an offense. When you get a holding call like 6-7 yards beyond a line of scrimmage, that's a 17-yard penalty.
Right.
I mean, it's just on the high school level, that's very, very difficult to overcome. I mean, it's not like that on other levels. I don't know why they do it this way.
Right. It's a good run there by Jasper Parker.
2nd and 8 at the 38 for the Blue Jays of HL Bourgeois. Snap it, run Parker right, trying to get the edge. He's going to shake one tackle, fight to the 35, 34, falls forward. Good job by Parker to get as much out of it as he could to the 34, gain of 4 to make it 3rd and 4.
Love to talk about the high school rules, the national high school rules that we use in Louisiana for officiating these games. It'd be great if we could come up with better rules as a state, but as we know, there's not a lot agreed upon in this state, much less the rules of how the game's going to be officiated. Maybe we should just stick with what's already there, like it or not, right?
Well, I just think spot fouls are.
I agree with you.
Every coach I've ever had do games with me has said the same thing. Every single coach.
I agree.
3rd and 4 at the 34-yard line of HL Bourgeois. Tight end slots right. Lariviere the snap. Going to give it off, running right. And that's not Lariviere, that's a new quarterback. But the run is going to go to the 31-yard line as Liam Parrington is in at quarterback now for Jesuit.
Liam's in, and I think that's Harry Reinhardt running the ball.
It was. Reinhardt for 3. It's 4th and 1 at the 31. Blue Jays will go for it. So Liam Parrington getting playing time here, the senior at 5'11", 170. Another great name in Jesuit annals.
Absolutely.
A lot of friends of mine and that family over the years. A whole bunch. Pat, if you're listening. Timmy, how are you? Go on and on. 4th and 1 at the 31. Parrington, shotgun, has Reinhardt in the backfield. And the timeout's coming. And it will be taken with 8:44 to play. Timeout Jesuit. 35-13 Blue Jays lead it. Get everything right. Make sure you got the play you want and execute. Got to have that second quarterback ready, guys.
Always.
And Parrington had to come to the sidelines to talk to Manali about the play, so that took a little longer for them to get to the line of scrimmage, and Manali able to call the timeout himself. But like you said, Ken, you never know when you're going to need him, and you've got an opportunity here because you've been able to build a comfortable lead.
So the timeout comes with 8:44 left. Blue Jays seemingly on their way to remaining unbeaten at 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, finishing strong is really important in this game, right? And that's ultimately what the Blue Jays need to do here.
And it's good to see they're getting some reserves in because they came in beat up, and so far we haven't seen any significant injuries, knock on wood, with 8:44 left, which is probably the most important thing other than getting the win for these Blue Jays at this point.
We see Patrick Berrigan for the first time at running back on 4th and 1. Berrigan's going to get the call. He's got the first down across the 30. Battles forward to about the 24, the 23. He won't go down. Patrick Berrigan says, give me the rock. I haven't had a shot yet. I'll show you what I can do.
And I'll tell you what, Patrick Berrigan, he's a really hard worker. He's a really strong kid. He's got some quickness. He's got some speed. He's not going to go down. Jesuit's got some running backs. They got some hard-nosed, tough running backs.
That's been a real deficit in recent years, to be honest with you.
It truly has.
They have it finally. Coach Bainsfather told me last year, we're going to have better ones next year. And that's not to knock anybody that was here previously, but it's been a while.
No doubt.
1st and 10 at the 23. For Jesuit. Snap it. Counterplay left. Berrigan. Maybe a yard. Boy, a guy came flying up to try to destroy him. Just missed doing so. No gain at 2nd and 10. Jesuit, of course, with Rummel next week, and Blue Jays have a chance to capture their first outright Catholic League title since 2011, when I was here covering a game that they beat Rummel here at this stadium, with Debo Jones having a monster game in this facility to win district on that date. Both Jesuit and Rummel went on to the quarterfinals that year. 2nd and 10 at the 23. Twin receivers left. Going to snap it. Going to give it to Berrigan running left. Berrigan looks for the edge at the 20. Fighting. He's to the 15. He's again battling for extra yards and manages to fight just inside the 15. Not quite a first down, but close to it.
Yeah, that's a good hard run again by Patrick Berrigan. Expect nothing less. And now Jays are just running power. They're going to pound it and try to get another score on the board here.
Well, he was able to pick up 9 to the 14 to make it 3rd and 1. Keep the clock running. Keep the sticks moving if you can. Jumbo package comes in. 2 more bigs for Jesuit.
This is fun for offensive linemen. Just hat on, hat lean, and let the running back run with power and have the type of running game that this Jesuit team's built upon.
3rd and 1 at the 14-yard line. Parrington gets a good snap. Gives it to Berrigan. He's at the first down. He's at the 10 and stop there. But a first down Jesuit near the 10, might be the 11, which means they still could make another first down.
Yeah, they can still make another first down. They're just going to keep running the ball here, keep pounding the ball.
3 yards for Berrigan to the 11. 1st and 10 at the 11. For Jesuit, move the chains, run the clock. 6:23 and counting.
A tired Braves defense at this point. Again, you figured by this time of the game Jesuit will have leaned on them enough that you would wear them down, and now you can see the blitzes are coming less and less, and they're just trying to match up and not give up the big play. Jesuit running backs are getting to the second level on pretty much every carry.
From the 11, 1st and 10. Receiver to either side. Lariviere the snap, going to run it left, and that's Reinhardt fighting to about the 6-yard line on a counter. So Reinhardt gets 5 more.
Yeah, give credit to this Braves defense. I mean, they're still getting up the field. They're still giving everything they got. Again, they've just been on the field for so long right now. They're still making tackles. Still playing hard.
They really make the most of their personnel, the way they play that aggressive style. They're not going to sit back and let their size or lack thereof be a detriment. They're going to use their speed as a positive, and it really gave the Jays fits for more than half of this game before the running game really took over.
Absolutely. In battles of attrition like this, and you see the numbers right there, they just got to fight through.
Play clock to 4, 2nd down. Snap it. Going to run Reinhardt on a counter. Left to the 5-4-3 to the 2-yard line. Right close to the first down is Reinhardt. Depends on the mark here as to whether he has it.
And I'm sure Sterling Washington and his staff would love to have more numbers. They've got 3 wins this year. They play good, fun football on both sides of the ball, trying to attack. So I think that would encourage more students to want to come out and play the game, and I certainly hope it does, because they have a football program that plays really hard and is fun to watch, and we've enjoyed seeing them today.
Absolutely. They got a lot of skill. They got a lot of talent out there, too.
4 yards to the 2. It's 3rd and 1 from there for the Blue Jays. Triff set left. Barrington the snap, going to run the counter inside. He will score. Touchdown. Blue Jays. Liam Barrington puts it in the end zone. Jesuits up 41-13.
Again, good series for Liam. Proud for him. Happy for him.
Planted his foot, made Tyreek Starks coming from the secondary, missing the backfield, cut left for the touchdown. Really patient run there for Liam. He's got to be pretty happy about himself, the way he executed on this drive. No mistakes, and you get in the end zone.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you want out of your backup in situations like this.
Corbello for another extra point. Snap it, spotted, kick it, and knocks it through. 4:24 to play. Blue Jays in command, 42-13 over HL Bourgeois. 10-play drive for Jesuit, 60 yards. And they ate up some clock, too. They're 5 minutes and 37 seconds off the clock. Good, long 12-play drive. You definitely wanted that, especially in this stage of the game here. And with your twos, right? With Liam coming out there and the running backs, with Berrigan, getting all those guys work. Jasper Parker, seeing what they can do, and then coming away with a score.
Terry, give us an idea now. The big game against Jesuit coming up on Friday night. What's this week ahead is going to look like and feel like for this Jesuit football team playing for so much?
Yeah, that big game against Rummel. Yeah, it's going to be huge, right? So you come away, you come away. Hopefully, you finish this with strong and as healthy as you possibly can be. You want to come out of this game obviously with the W, but healthy. So the message is to make sure that we shore up all these mistakes, these early mistakes, the snaps, the turnovers, the protection. We didn't have to throw the ball in the second half. We got to get that protection issue down and come ready to win a Catholic League title.
Corbello, see how he decides to boot this one. He hits it high and hits it deep. It's carrying to the end zone. That's a touchback. So Corbello kicks a touchback. And if you can do that frequently, I love to see you just do that, because you always want to make an opponent drive 80 yards against a good defense.
Second touchback of the game, Ken, for him. He had the wind to his back in the first half on that first one. The wind's died down. That was a well-struck football.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I was just noticing that same thing myself.
Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Lincoln is the only Lincoln Black Label dealership in the market. It's more than ownership, it's membership. Must be a reason. Thanks to Ronnie Lamarck, Senior, Junior. He had a great concert at Rock and Bowl last night. Filled the house, I'm told, and it was awesome. Wish we could have been there. 1st and 10 at the 20. They're going to run it left with a new quarterback. That's Diggs. who runs for a couple of yards on the play. It's like Connor Wallace is in at quarterback.
Ken, what were you doing last night? You couldn't go to Rockville? Oh, wait, we were busy, weren't we?
A little bit. Gain of 1, it's 2nd and 9. Yeah, he's mad at me, like, you know. I said, quit doing this during the football season,
That's
man.
right.
You're killing me.
Which reminds the folks out there, final week of the original for the regular season anyway. Next Friday night countdown show with Les East and I, a couple of Jesuit grads at 6 o'clock, and then Ken will give you everything you need on a football Friday night on 106.1 FM.
Freshman Connor Wallace is the quarterback, 2nd and 9. He takes the snap, going to run it inside, and there's just nowhere to go.
He's immediately stopped, and yeah, Jesuits made some substitutions there as well. See Mason Jubaville in there on that tackle.
Gimir Matthews with his first carry. He gets a yard. It's 3rd and 8.
Yeah, so now Jesuits defense, some of those backups coming in to make some plays. See Riley Morris, number 20 out there, linebacker.
3rd and 8 at the 22. Clock running with 3 minutes and counting to play in the game. Wallace, snap it, gonna run it left with Matthews, cuts back, puts his shoulder down, drives to the 25, but he's well short as he picks up 3 on the play. It's 4th and 5.
That's a nice stop there by Jubaville.
And Coach, these snaps are going to be as heavily scrutinized as any of the other ones that came before them when this game was in doubt. You know that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of plays that are going to be scrutinized. But yeah, those snaps, snaps again, just like we talked about this whole time. The early turnover, you definitely can't start slow against a team like Rummel. That's not going to work, and you can't do that and expect to win.
A lot of coaching moments that will take place following this one, which is a good thing. You win, and you still get people's attention and make corrections.
Absolutely, and winning is when you want to be the hardest on yourself as a coach and as a team.
Austin Ledata punted away. Larson deep. No rush this time. High kick, wobbly, end over end. Fair catch called for, taken by Larson at the 49 of Jesuit with 1:56 to play. Blue Jays will simply run this one out now and remain record-wise unbeaten on the year.
And you have to laugh because you think about the saying, you learn most from losing. But you'd like to learn a lot and still win the football game, and that's what Jeff has been able to do today. That's the best-case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. Best-case scenario, you can come out, you can make several mistakes, you can overcome it. And I think that's part of the message, too. I think if there is a silver line that comes out, it's, Coach Manali's telling them, hey, look, we did start very slow. We did have a lot of, things not go our way, and we fought through.
From the 48, Jesuit with Berrigan in the backfield. The parents in a quarterback. Another bad snap, fumble. It's on the ground. H.L. Bourgeois is trying to scoop it up. Nobody wants it. H.L. Bourgeois trying to scoop and score. Pick it up, and they're going to get all the way inside the 25 to the 22. As if on cue, there it is again. So it's just been a disaster in that regard. So that is turnover number 4 by Jesuit in the game.
Right.
But those coaching moments, we've had enough of them if you're on the Jesuit side at this point. The coaching staff has to be fuming with the lack of ball security. If anything's going to get you beat, that's it.
Well, at this stage of the season, to be having that many problems with a normal snap, if you're going to operate shotgun, that's a very sizable concern.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be concerning them going into next week, and they'll get it. I promise you, I know that Coach Manali and them will get it short up, and everybody.
Well, you see them all the time. I've only seen them once or twice previously. Has this been a problem at all previously?
No, not to this degree.
Interesting. 1st and 10 at the 23. Snap it, run it right. Matthews cuts back to the 20. Bulls his way forward, still pushing. They finally blow the whistle at the 18, so he picks up 5. And H.L. Bourgeois would like nothing more than to get a score before this one's over.
90 seconds left. They do have a timeout. We'll see just how aggressive they are, even though at this point they're huddling and still making some substitutions.
That's right.
5 yards to the 18, 2nd and 5. Clock down to 1:15 and counting. They're in no hurry. Break the huddle. Outcomes decided. All that's in question is the final score. Twins left, single receiver right. Matthews the running back with the quarterback, Connor Wallace. Wallace the snap. Runs Matthews left. He is going to be run down beautifully and tackled. Looked like he might have something, but great pursuit to run him down and put him down for Jesuit by 54.
Yeah, it's Mason
Jubinville
again. So again, he's made several plays during his time out there. He's really showing up.
Decisive at full speed from the second level to make that play.
Clock down to 30 seconds, and they're still huddling. This might be the last play of the game. 3rd down and 5 of the 18. I'm surprised they haven't been in any hurry to try to score here. Now, it's not a matter of winning and losing at this point. It's competing to the final whistle. They're just letting the clock run.
Yeah, they're just letting the clock run here.
They're not even going to try to run the play, it appears. Play clock to 4. Play clock to 2. They do snap it. They just run Matthews inside. He'll be tackled right away, and that's going to be your ball game. So Matthews tackled, and the Jesuit Blue Jays have won again, this time defeating HL Bourgeois by the score of 42 to 13. Not the best performance, but again, you almost expected a letdown stepping out of district. You kind of got that, but the fact that they can win this convincingly despite that speaks volumes about the quality of this football team.
Yeah, no doubt. I think again those early turnovers, you have to overcome those, and you have to teach a team to focus and those things, and that's what they done. I think dealing with this much success for this Jesuit team is they hadn't done that in a while. So I think there's this notion of dealing with success and learning how to win and learning how to be a consistently winning program, and that's something that Coach Manali knows. That's something he's done, during his tenure at De La Salle, that he's done very well. He knows what a culture of winning is like, and he's establishing it here. So I think for a lot of these guys, it's consistent winning and winning these big games, winning, and even in the Brother Martin game, going to 3 overtimes, you know what I mean? And you still having a chance. You miss a field goal, right? 27-yard field goal hits the uprights. It goes, 6 inches one direction. You're legitimately undefeated here. So, I think there's that notion of not only dealing with losing, right? We talk about that a lot of times, but also dealing with success. And this is one of those games where, just like you talked about, there was a letdown early on, clearly a lack of focus. Now they have some, again, procedural things. They got to shore up the snaps. The snaps, that's, again, it's focus. And they'll do that, right? They're reworking some things. You have some injuries on the offensive line. They'll start to get some guys back. We've had some injuries on defense. I think that was the biggest thing coming in, were those injured linebackers, right, and those young guys stepping up, which they showed they could do. Once we get those linebackers back, hopefully against Rummel, it's then it's really game on. I think it's next week is going to be a very exciting game.
Well, I think the biggest thing for Jesuit, I'm not taking anything away from the Rummel game at all. The biggest thing is just to get through that game, win it, and then get the bye. So then you can get everybody ostensibly that could possibly come back because when you want to be at your best and at your healthiest is in the postseason. And to get there, you got to win next week against a team that, frankly, right now you're probably a little better than. But it's not going to be easy. You got to get that done and try to get everybody healthy and get that week off, get everybody healthy and get them on the field. So Central Lafourche is up next for HL Bourgeois. I want to say something about HL Bourgeois and
Coach
Sterling Washington.
No doubt.
Just a class act. I just enjoyed talking to him this week at length to understand what their school has been through, their community has been through, was massive. And to be playing is an accomplishment. But they're 3-3, and based on form, I think they'll beat Central Lafourche next week. By the way, Prosperi played his heart out. He's limping off this field badly. He's got some ice on his ankle there as he limps toward his locker room. But, Jude, I know you wanted to say a word or two about HL Bourgeois.
Right, no question about it. When they have such limited numbers and having to have guys play 2 ways on this level, on the 5A level, against a matchup like Jesuit, that's able to go to their depth and not miss a beat on the defensive side of the ball. HL Bourgeois can't do that. And they came in here, and although Jesuit was sloppy in a couple of areas, they forced errors. They came up with the pick 6. They made the play on the first play from scrimmage to put pressure on Jesuit right away. The Blue Jays in the second half, third quarter, 4th and goal, they go for it. They feel like we need to get a touchdown here to take control of this game. They go for it in their own territory. And the reason why they had to is because HL Bourgeois held up defensively and made Jesuit go to the power running game and take that advantage that just numbers and size give you, because the other things Jesuit tried to do, HL Bourgeois was able to disrupt. That's a sign of a team with some talent and a very well-coached team. They came in here with a game plan, and they were able to disrupt some of the things Jesuit wanted to do. That's a credit, no question, to Sterling Washington and his staff. They have to be really proud of where their program is this year, considering Washington has taken over as the interim. The chaos of Hurricane Ida, like Ken mentioned, really impressive by the Braves. They were a fun team to watch today. It wasn't just the Jesuit show. HL Bourgeois challenged the Blue Jays.
Absolutely. They came ready to play. They played hard. They played with everything they had, and it just was a battle of attrition, right? You know, I think you brought this point up before. I think, and especially for Jesuit, I think everybody talks about this is the play of the game, this is the critical play of the game. Mm-hmm. But that fourth down conversion for the Jays, that to me was the play of the game, to ultimately establish this to the point where they finish the way they believe they could finish this game, right? Just in control. But again, they got a lot of work to do. They're gonna dig in and look at this film, scrutinize this film.
It'll make them a better football team.
Absolutely.
So. Well, it's a good win for Jesuit tonight. 42-13 over HL Bourgeois. We'll take a final timeout. We'll be back with some final stats and a final word from Joe Yenny Stadium in a moment. This is Jesuit Football on 106.1 FM, Nash Icon, and at CrescentCitySports.com.
Family owned and operated by a great local family, Bourgeois Automotive at 3525 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie has the right vehicle at the right price at precisely the right time for you. From outstanding newly designed 2021 Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Chrysler products, Bourgeois Automotive has what you are looking for. Check out our extensive inventory at BourgeoisChryslerJeep.com or call 504-321-4217.